thought I was going to have to burp. Sorry.
Welcome to Recapping Romantasy, hot takes on hot literature. Who are we?
We are me, Emma.
I am Maura.
And I am Tabitha. Recapping Romantasy contains mature content from fairy smut to dragon rider torture to monster genitalia. Be sure to check the episode notes for content warnings and the links to our socials.
So just to give some more context about this chaos, I did my notes like 12 hours ago, like, you know, normal. World War III is still possible.
Imminent.
Yeah. And because this room is cursed, we came in and the headphones were broken, the ones that I was wearing, and I'm a bitch baby and couldn't handle it. So after Maura took one for the team and got some tape and taped them, I was still fucking with them, so they broke again, even though Tabitha told me not to do it, because, again, I'm a bitch baby toddler. And Tabitha took one for a team and decided to wear them, although they are broken. So now she is kind of like babushka'd herself with the headphones, so Maura will stop looking at them.
Yeah, I can't help it because one is just
I don't
like
think those headphones now
askew so much that it's impossible to not notice.
Now
it's like she's like a dog with like one floppy ear.
Yeah, that is kind of what she looks like, because it's like over the head headphones, and again, they're real cheap.
And then she decided to put on her hoodie, and and then it became kind of like a South Park situation. And now different
How do those
headphones. Work? Better?
I mean, it has a bee on it. It looks like the bee is taped on, so they're fake bows.
It works. I don't think they're as good a quality as these ones, but these ones are also fucking broke. So.
They're so broken.
All right, I'm just gonna do this.
Yeah. Okay.
So now, just to paint the picture again, Tabitha has like kind of like steampunk looking headphones, if
They're
you
very
will.
70s.
Yeah, they are. And then someone has taped the Beats logo on top of them.
It's so cute.
It's really funny. Yeah. So that's where we are today.
It's going great.
Again, and since I did my notes 12 hours ago,
no one knows what's going to happen.
No one.
I don't know what's been written.
I don't even know what I'm doing either.
I haven't read it. It's going to be just
Well, she
reaction.
read the book. We all read the book.
Yeah, no, I read the book. I just didn't read the notes.
I read the book. I hated the book. I have not looked at these notes.
Oh my God. I read the book and I read it again so I could remember what happened. And
as I was writing them, I was like, I know you guys. I know when you're going to come in and talk about things. So we'll see if I'm right. So after all of that buildup, we are here to talk about Mate by Ali Hazelwood. It is the sequel to Bride. I enjoyed Bride a lot. I thought I remember enjoying Mate a lot. As I was reading this again, I was like, maybe I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought. But that's what we're here for, to talk shit about books that we like or talk shit about books that other people like. I was very pleased by how many people were like, the Phantasma episode was hysterical, but we loved it so much.
Yeah, I enjoyed that too. All the comments were like, we loved Phantasma, but also we love you. I'm like, yeah.
I feel like if I would have read Phantasma not for the podcast, I could have like gotten into it more. I think sometimes reading Phantasma, like reading a book for the podcast makes me think about things too much.
I started off enjoying Phantasma, but I know exactly when I would have stopped if I'd been reading it on my own.
Which riddle? Which level?
I mean, definitely.
Or before she even got to the house.
I probably would have struggled through the lust level.
Yeah.
But it was one of those like. It was probably that one where she was like in the cage and there were weights and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I hate this.
Yeah, because I couldn't understand what was happening.
No.
And then the one where they're like, I thought they were gonna do like a human chest thing, and then it was like,
and still I couldn't understand what was happening.
Yeah, I definitely 100% would have given up there.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, at last I was like, I don't think that any of this is realistic. Not that it's supposed to be, but also the jewels thing kept throwing me off. I'm like, why are we having sex on top of jewels?
Well,
is that like a thing that people do that's supposed to be luxurious?
Or like
and
when they were in that.
That was when it tipped for me from being just like, oh, this is written in a pretty rudimentary way to being, no, wait, this is actually written badly. But I could have still hung on. Also, we really shouldn't just recap.
Yeah, let's not recap the thing that we're not
getting.
I mean, we're here for Mate, you guys.
Yeah, the thing that was upsetting about this book is that I absolutely loved Bride, the first book.
Bride is beautiful. I love Bride.
This one takes a real weird turn.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
So a quick recap of Bride without reading it or looking up anything about it. So in this world that Mate and Bride are set in, there are vampires spelled with a Y instead of an I, and then there are weres, aka werewolves, and humans in this world. So there's three creatures. Okay, like always, like in every universe, the vampires and the werewolves are rivals. In Bride, there's a vampire named Misery, and there's a werewolf or a were named Lo. And they have like an arranged marriage to form an alliance. It's some dumb shit, whatever. Some other shit happens. It doesn't matter. Eventually they fall in love and they have to like rescue Misery's human friend, Serena, from the vampires. At some point in this rescue, Serena discovers that she's half werewolf, half human, which is like very cool and important and scary to all of the creatures in the world that everything sets in. And that's basically sort of where Mate starts.
Yes.
There's way more details that happened in Bride, but we did an episode on that, and also like the book exists. So
Also, one of the other important things to remember, just because this comes up a lot, is that there is a really, really irritating child in this.
I don't talk about it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That is also a half werewolf.
Yes.
And behaves way too young for her age.
Yeah, I do make a joke. Yeah, I think I make one comment
she's,
about her.
What, 7?
She's,
is that right?
I think 8 in this book.
God,
And she's
really?
like 7 or 6 in Bride.
No.
But you would think that she's like 2 based on how she
like,
talks.
Listen,
2 or
my
3.
daughter is 8. And no, there's no way. She acts like she's at least pre-kindergarten.
Yeah, which makes me... I think we asked this in the Bride episode. Has Ali Hazelwood ever talked to a child before?
It's a good question.
The plot. We start with a vague prologue. In it, a young girl is trying to stay hidden as strangers break into her home. Her mother runs to confront... I almost said comfort. Her mother runs to confront the intruders while the girl shakes a sleeping were-man awake. He's kind of a dick. But he gets killed by the strangers right after he wakes up. And don't worry, the girl doesn't see this. The strangers who are breaking in, one of them finds her since he could like smell her. He tells someone else in the house to call a social worker for the girl. Then he picks the girl up and she snuggles into his arms and falls asleep. And that's the end of the prologue.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that the word werewolf is Old English? And the word wolf is wolf in Old English, and the word were is man.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is the word you would say to say man. So it literally translates man wolf.
It is man wolf. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Man wolf.
So kind of like ATM machine.
Yeah, man.
So, as I said, chapter 1 takes place a little bit after the events of Mate. Serena is being chased by a vampire through the forest in Oregon in her PJs. As she runs, she begs her were genes to transform her into a wolf, but she has no luck. The vampire catches her and cuts her top while he licks his lips in like a creepy man and also like a creepy vampire way. While he is distracted, she fights back some, but he's a better fighter than Serena, so he captures her. Right when he has a knife to her throat, Koen appears. Is it pronounced Koen?
It is Koen.
Okay, phew,
Yeah.
thank God. I was like, maybe this is going to be a weird name that for some reason is like Cone.
No.
Or like
Koen.
Ken somehow. It's Koen. And
Yeah.
the only reason why I ask is because we all know I can't read. Koen appears, and now we get like some short backstory. Koen is the, quote, feral alpha of the most dangerous pack, unquote, which is the Northwest pack of like America.
Did you have a hard time understanding exactly how big this pack was, like as far as territory is involved?
Yeah, it like seems to encompass like multiple states, but
Yeah.
also like I don't even know if the Americas, like the United States of America, even like exists.
Yeah, I kept thinking to myself, because they keep talking about how it's the biggest one and it's like huge and it takes up like a quarter of the country or something. I'm like, okay, well, that's an amazing amount of land.
It was confusing because they talk about like Koen being the head of the Northwest Pack, but then they talk about like other people who control other areas, and so I thought like, okay, they're like
Yeah.
There are huddles, which I think is the most hilarious thing.
yeah,
Me
there's
too.
that. But then they talk about how like there's no like crossover, like humans can't come over, and I thought, okay, do you guys control the entire coast? Because humans would fight you for that.
They would.
Yeah, I know.
So were humans just like forced into the plains
I
region
feel like,
or what?
Yeah, I feel like it's like it cuts off because Lo from the last book, who's buddies with Koen. We'll get into that in a second. Okay, Lo is the ruler, alpha, whatever, of the Southwest pack, and I feel like based on what they were talking about, it's like the southern part of California up until like maybe the edge of Texas is what it sounds like.
Like I said, where do the humans live?
I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I thought they like lived within there. Like there's pockets of humans in there maybe.
Yeah.
But like the whole land, like the like foresty, uncivilized, I don't know, like non-city area is the pack area territory.
Yeah.
And then it sounds like upper half of California all the way up to like the Canadian border.
Right.
And then over to like, I don't know, North Dakota. Like that, like the
Like, does Seattle exist, and who lives there?
No, they do talk about Olympia though, or Olympus. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Olympia is there.
I don't know geography.
And that is a human town, right? Like, if I remember correctly.
the humans call it Olympia,
Right.
is what it was said, but
Yeah.
like the wares call it Den. The
Sure.
Den, capital
Okay.
D. Anyways,
not?
yeah.
Why not?
So Koen is the biggest, baddest, most best alpha of the most dangerous, biggest, baddest pack, the Northwest Pack. Where is that really? We don't care. We don't know. As mentioned, he is buddies with Lo. Lo was like the main male love interest from Bride. That's the book before. Okay. Koen brought Serena to this random cabin in Oregon at her request. So she was in this cabin and then she was running away from this werewolf. She's been living here in this random cabin by herself for the past 2 months and she hasn't seen Koen since he dropped her off there. Koen has black hair in like a man bun. Yeah.
Yes.
It's like a weird description. Anyways, he's also got some scruff and we learn later that he is a decade older than Serena.
I envisioned Oscar Isaac the entire time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I assume that's who we were meant to envision because, Obviously Lo is Adam Driver.
Yeah, but I still pictured Koen as Adam Driver. but like
fair.
maybe Kylo Ren Adam Driver because I feel like he's meaner than Lo.
No, I definitely pictured Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, for whatever reason, he seemed Oscar Isaac-y in Bride, which I just carried through to this one.
I feel like we've talked about this in other episodes about Ali Hazelwood. It doesn't matter how she describes her male love interests ever at all.
Well,
they are always Adam Driver and or Kylo Ren to me.
yeah, I had a hard time envisioning Oscar Isaac, if I'm honest, because I think he does transform into an Adam Driver type character, like he's the bigger than Lo.
Oh yeah,
even,
yeah. He's
is
like
what she says. I'm like, okay,
and
sure,
he's a douche,
why not?
which is why he's Kylo Ren.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. I texted Maura at that point where she said he's bigger than Lo, and I thought, haha, no, he isn't.
Right, because I'm like, he's Oscar Isaac. He's like 5'10".
Right,
yeah, shorty.
He's 5'10" and a little bit like feral, and we like that about him because
Yeah.
he's scruffy now, and everyone adores that. So like, that's who he is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Also, to nobody's surprise, I will always defend man buns. Like, I understand the type of guy that you're talking about and how they're repellent. However,
They can be fine.
I like long hair on men.
Yeah.
I think they often, especially when they're younger, have very nice, thick hair. Like, might as well grow it out while you can. And you know what? When you have thick, long hair, it gets hot and you need to pull it back. And sometimes that's in a bun. Don't be weird about it. I think the only reason people are weird about it is because of our gender roles.
Oh, okay.
They don't think men should have long hair. But they should. It's great.
Yeah. No.
I have mixed feelings. Yeah. Owen or what? Koen.
Cohen.
Yeah. I don't know where Owen came from. Anyways,
Owen would make more sense.
Well,
Owen
Owen is taken.
Owen's a real name.
because Owen is Missouri's brother.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mention him at all. Anyways, Cohen's big, tall, scruffy. He basically looks like a lumberjack up until like most of the book, actually. And Cohen's presence and his scent does things to Serena, but she doesn't understand. Like really, a lot of things in this book, she doesn't understand anything. She describes his scent at this point as solid and placating, which I find a little hysterical.
That's solid and placating.
Like
sense.
solid, fine, placating though. I don't know. I feel like that
Calming.
word just has like a negative connotation.
It does. It does. But there's a lot of weird like 1950s vibes coming out of this book. Did you ever think that?
Oh, for sure. They like play house at one point. While they're
Yeah,
into
and I'm
it.
like,
Yeah.
this is weird. But
Also
we'll get
need to
there.
remember that,
We have a whole rest of this book to go through.
well, I was going to say that
jump the gun.
Yeah.
I was going to say that Ali Hazelwood's first language is not English.
True.
So,
Yeah, true. She does have a weird way of saying things.
yeah.
I do want to point out though that this went through an editor and a copy editor who
Yeah,
would have said
yeah.
like, "Hey, maybe that's not the right word."
I don't know. She described
and she
something
probably
as
said
like
"stet" and moved on.
a jar of like M&Ms or something instead of like a jar of marbles. Doesn't matter.
Yep.
Okay.
No, she said shred me to M&Ms.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. I love that you remember that every time I vaguely mention it. Okay. Back to the story and the vampire who now has Serena hostage. Okay. Koen is there. Vampire threatens to kill Serena if Koen comes any closer, but Koen and Serena are not really worried about this. Instead, they start like bantering with each other. Koen implies that Serena can take a lot, and when she agrees with him, she can smell how pleased that makes him.
Gross.
The vampire's like, Koen, dude, focus. Let me take Serena. People are willing to pay tons of money for her. They have been looking for this human-were hybrid since she gave this interview about it on the news. Koen, though, is not fazed. Then the vampire says that everyone knows to look for her in the Northwest Territory. They all say that Serena and Koen are mates, so they all figure that she's there. But they also say that Serena rejected Koen as her mate.
This is a lot of gossip that he just knows.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, they talk for a long time. Koen, again, doesn't seem to care. Serena is barely following this conversation. The vampire is still trying to make a deal with Koen. He says that she is so pretty and that they can share her before the vampire takes her, that maybe Serena would even enjoy it. Koen asks her if she would enjoy it. Serena then notices a shift in Koen's scent and starts panicking and trying to shift into a wolf. She thinks that he's going to go through with it. Then Koen tells her to use the rock that she has hidden in her hand, so Serena stabs the vampire with the rock, and Koen claws the vampire to death. Serena is like, so is this how you talk to your beloved mate? And Koen says, you're my mate, but I don't love you. Then Koen tells her that her solo camping trip is over, and she has to come back to his den.
I think it's interesting that she really thought that he'd go through with it.
Yeah.
Oh, she's dumb as hell.
Well,
Yes, she is dumb as hell.
But it's also like, really, are we really going to believe this?
She doesn't understand anything, and I know it's because no one has explained anything to her, given her a book about anything ever. But I'm like, I don't know if you have any common sense in your bones.
I feel like there should be like an our body, ourselves for werewolves in this universe.
Yeah.
That someone could have given her.
There has to be one. Or like, whatever. I get into it a bit.
Well, I think the problem is everybody she's interacted with to this point is part of this really like weird hierarchy.
Yeah.
Where it's like they're not letting... Koen doesn't want her to have this information, and so nobody's telling it to her. Like, he doesn't want her to know what being someone's mate actually means. And everyone else that she interacts with are all of his underlings, so they're not going to tell her. She's fucked up. And Koen won't tell her because that's another alpha's mate. Not Koen. Low. Stupid names, one syllable names.
Yeah, because it's against his not against his religion. What am I trying to say? It's against like whatever.
Don't tell the women nothing about their bodies.
It's against the rules.
Yeah.
Like, you can't know that I'm celibate. Although like telling her, hey, I'm celibate would have made so much better. Like,
Yeah.
Well, and somebody just tells her
Right.
at one point, one of the other pack members from the Northwest.
Yeah. Brenna.
Instead, he's just like, I just pretend to hate you.
It's bad. Yeah. It's I hate the miscommunication trope, and like this whole book, every single person miscommunicates to a point of insane frustration for me.
And well, for him too, it's like intentional misleading.
Yeah, well, yeah, we get into that. I get into that.
Okay. Sorry. We start talking.
It's okay. We warned everyone up front. I did my notes like 12 hours ago. Then we get a flashback from 4 months ago when Koen and Serena meet for the first time. So Serena thinks that Koen is here to meet her because she's like a freak hybrid. And just more backstory, I don't think I mentioned that's like never existed before in history. Apparently, there's no like records of someone being like a confirmed half human, half hybrid. So like everyone is very, as I said, scared and excited about this, like the whole universe. So Serena jokes that she thinks that she looks pretty normal as a human, but Koen cuts her off and asks like, "What the fuck have I done to deserve this?" Serena is confused. Then Lo asks Koen if he told her yet, and Serena is more confused. Koen rips the Band-Aid off and tells Serena that they are mates. Serena is still confused. If you want to play a drinking game and kill yourself, you should drink every time I say Serena's confused. She knows that Misery and Lo are mates. Apparently, Misery told Serena what a mate is, but Serena asks if being a mate is like a terminal diagnosis. Koen laughs and says yes. They banter a bit, and Lo interrupts to ask if she like really understands what a mate is. She asks if it means that Koen likes her, to which Koen says no. Lo tries to explain that it's like were biology, but kind of like love at first sight, because you see when two wares really love each other very much.
It's in his deck.
Yeah. And then Serena is like, actually, can you leave, Lo? You're not helping. So then her and Koen are alone, and they have a little heart-to-heart about this situationship that they find themselves in. Koen tells her that love has absolutely nothing to do with being mates. He explains that being mates will have biological changes, that basically it's just the urge to fuck each other. It's just hormones. She asks Koen if he can control it, and he says yes. He tells her that she is the most beautiful woman she's ever seen. Serena, just to give her a bitch description, she's 5'2" and she's got tits and an ass.
Indeed.
Big ones.
Yeah.
Serena tells him that she understands this now. She's flattered by his interest in her sexually, but she's not open to starting a relationship at this time. Koen says that he wasn't asking her out. He was just telling her that so she's aware of the truth. She asks how he knows that being like the fact that they're both mates is the truth. He gives her more vague answers. They banter some about how she likes to lie, and he makes her feel safe, but he says it's just because he's an alpha and she shouldn't read into it at all. And
yeah, like he's giving her the truth, and it's like, why not just say, well, look, I'm getting like the biological indication that we're mates. However, as part of the rules about me being alpha, I have to be celibate and can't mate anyone.
Say that?
No, we can't do that.
And then the book would be over.
Because he has to make it complicated,
right?
And that he wants her to not even
think
him.
about it. Yeah.
It's just like, this can't be a thing. Like, you can't think to yourself, oh, we could get over the whole celibacy pact.
Like the law. It's like pack law,
right?
Not even like it's just like a little thing I decided I'd be into. It's a fucking law,
right? That
Koen and any alpha of the pack has to do. Anyways, he also says somewhere in here that he's really into being honest, and she's like, "That's cool. I'm a fucking liar."
So that is so ridiculous. He's
lying.
He's lying too.
In your brain throughout all of this, everybody. He is lying. So, anyways, by the end of this dumb weird banter about nothing, they decide to be friends, and then she kind of like asks him out. She's like, "Well, like, I don't know, you seem kind of nice. Maybe we should go get coffee." And he replies, quote, "I meant what I said, killer. This mate thing is about fucking. The part of me that matters isn't interested in you. Like me or don't. I really couldn't care less." Unquote.
This is an adult man.
Yeah. He's 36, guys.
Also, I don't know if you bring this up, but again, I'm going to liken this back to Ali not
speaking
English as a first language. He has the most juvenile names he calls people as insults.
Oh,
like one of the first ones he uses is Shart Stain, and it's like, dude, just say shit.
I know. When I was reading this, I was like, this feels very fan fiction-y, because I feel like that is like a trope within fan fiction, if you know what I mean. Trope's not the word.
I just feel like it should give Serena the ick.
Yeah.
The more you say twat muffle, the more I dislike you.
Yeah.
Or Shart Stain or whatever it was.
Yeah. Shart Stain is such a 14-year-old boy thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then this is like at some point in this flashback, we learn that Lo told Koen that if he announced that Serena was the mate of the Alpha of the Northwest, she would be protected. So basically, like, if you tell everyone that you guys are like kind of like biologically married, it will protect her because Koen is so big and bad and scary. Yep. That's the flashback. Back to the present, which is Koen had just saved Serena from the vampire, and now they are driving to his, quote, den from her cabin. Koen asks her why she didn't shift when the vampire was chasing her. She tells him that she can't shift when the moon is this small. Koen tells her that when he first met her, she shifted when the moon was this small. So, like, I don't understand. This is a lie, obviously. He asks if her inability to shift is why she wanted to hide away in the cabin. It kind of is, but she doesn't tell him that. She asks him how he knew that she was going to be attacked. He tells her that some vampires triggered security alarms at Lo's place because they were, like, looking for Serena and Anna. Anna, thank you. It's A-N-A, and I can't read. So Anna is Lo's sister. She's 7. Okay, so not 8. But she talks like she's 2 years old. She's also half human, half were. I think we mentioned that at the beginning. Misery used her vampire magic to, like, enthrall the evil vampires into confessing that a member of the vampire council would pay a lot of money for a hybrid. If you don't know what the vampire council is, it doesn't matter. It's just they're bad people.
Just council of vampires.
Yeah,
they suck.
Yeah,
literally. No, wait, no, they don't.
Well, yeah, they don't drink from humans.
Yeah.
Unless they do, in which case, that's gross. Yeah. And they should feel bad about themselves.
Oh. Koen and Serena banter more. Koen tells her that she looks like shit and she should sleep. Serena asks how they are going to keep Anna safe. Koen tells her to worry about herself instead. Not many people know that Anna is a hybrid, so Serena is the main target. Plus, she's like homeless and has no money and like no pack and no family, and she's a loser.
He literally kind of tell her that.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
He's like, nobody likes you. Okay.
Yeah, you're actually the bigger problem here. But don't worry, everyone. Koen tells her that he will take care of her.
Well,
she's okay.
Well, there's also part of this where like that's how she feels about herself is like nobody loves me, nobody wants me.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, Lo and Misery are like live with us.
Yeah.
Live with us.
Koen says, I'll take care of you. She says thanks, and then he looks at her funny because it turns out she's crying. He tells her to go to sleep. She tells him to apologize for staring at her tits when the vampire was holding her hostage.
As one does.
Yep. Koen tells her that she should apologize to him for how spectacular her tits are. And she tells Koen that he's the worst person she's ever met, and then she falls asleep.
Maybe I'm not a crier generally.
Yeah.
Does this happen where like you are upset and you don't realize you're crying?
No, I always know when I'm
You
crying.
always know.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Is when I'm crying, I definitely know it because I've been fighting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I was told I was not allowed to cry just to, make this episode another one of my therapy moments.
It's kind of one of those things that authors do when they're like trying to be super dramatic and like I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding.
I do that a lot. I hold my breath a lot and I don't notice. I'll be like sitting there doing nothing and then I'll just be like, like, oh my God, I haven't breathed for like 3 minutes. Wow.
The most dramatic person in
There's
this room
been-
is.
There's been
Emma was
times
just I couldn't have those headphones on.
there's been times I've been surprised that I've cried at something, but that's more like I'm watching something stupid in a movie and be like, oh my God, am I about to cry over this?
I cry over everything.
Yeah.
I think those like Google wrap up ads where they're like, this is all the beautiful things that people Google this year. And it's just like a list of events. Every time that comes on, it's like a soldier reuniting with his dog or like a woman having a baby and like holding it and crying. And I'm like, it's really pathetic.
I got teary-eyed at the end of Project Hail Mary because that's what I cry about is people doing their best in space.
It's a very specific thing.
It is, but it happens every time.
Did you cry Artemis a lot? Every TikTok I saw of that, I was like, oh my God, these people just love the moon so much.
Yes, I got teary-eyed, and I know the exact moment. It was when one of the astronauts said, in this vast emptiness, this
God.
oasis.
Yeah. Oh my God. And then when they named the crater after his wife who passed right before. Holy fuck. Okay, we have to talk about this book. So another flashback to 2 months earlier. There's like a couple flashbacks and it makes writing notes really hard. In this flashback, Serena is in a TV studio and she's sweating under the bright lights. She's nervous. She's going to give an interview about being a hybrid. The TV host first talks to a geneticist who says that no one thought hybrids were possible, but everyone can calm down because Serena won't be able to make babies with humans or weres. She's infertile. Serena did not know this before the interview, so she's finding it out, as is the rest of the world
real
at the
dick
same
move.
time.
Yeah, that's not how you do things.
So they interview the geneticist. Serena's infertile. She just finds out. Then the TV host interviews Serena. Serena, how did she not know that she was a hybrid? Well, the former governor kept that information from her because he didn't want a symbol of human peace running around. How did the governor know that she was a hybrid? They're still researching this. They don't know that. How did she free herself from the governor? She shifted into her wolf form and ran away. What human traits does Serena have? Her blood is red, because like the blood's different colors if you're a different animal, whatever.
It's
blood
green if you're a werewolf.
and it's like
Spock.
purple if you're a vampire. I didn't really talk about it. Her blood is red, but her senses and her strength are like halfway between what a human and a werewolf would have, almost as if she's like half of both. Are there other hybrids out there? No, just Serena, but she'd love to meet others if they existed.
Is this interview being done by humans or werewolves?
Humans. It's humans news. Yeah. Human news. And that is the whole reason for Serena outing herself as a hybrid and giving this interview. It's to protect Anna because she's a young child.
It's interesting to me in this book anyway, that like you have the wares and there's sort of stuff going on. You got the vampires and their sort of stuff going on, but all the normal shit is what the humans are up to. Like we have the television stations, we have the movies, we apparently have warfare.
Yeah. It also makes me laugh because the werewolves, like, it seems like the humans think that they're like cottagecore forest dweller, like no technology people.
Yeah.
And then the vampires are like sleek, modern, futuristic. And then the humans are in the middle.
Yeah.
My God, this really is just like rising tide of white nationalism book, isn't it? Like she just goes to like her little cottage in the woods with the extended family and literally cooks for them.
Yeah.
It's very
Yeah.
Chad wifey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is a little.
This is troubling
Like,
me.
we can talk more about the 1950s of it as we get into it.
So she outed herself as a hybrid, saying, I exist, I'm here, don't hate me, and don't look for anyone else, not a child named Anna who might be a hybrid. After the interview, Koen asks Serena if she knew that she was infertile because she was a hybrid, and she tells him no. She just found out today, like everyone else. Then the humans who are supposed to be guarding Serena say some like gross shit about her being like a hybrid dog. And Koen overhears and threatens the humans, but also insults Serena at the same time. So, you know.
In a 1950s-ish way. He's
Yeah,
like, she's
yeah.
going to go make me a sandwich or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gross. He cuts one of them with his claws, and then they leave. Serena is confused by what just happened. And then she like asks Koen about it, but there's a mob outside like yelling shit at her. So Koen can't explain. End flashback. Now we're back to present day. She wakes up in Koen's arms as he carries her into a safe house in his territory. Koen is talking to his second in command, Amanda. Amanda is beautiful and around Koen's age, and she's nice. Koen has two other seconds, Jorma
Yes.
and Saul. Everyone is trying to make Serena feel comfortable, but Koen tells them to fuck off because she doesn't need coddling. Then Misery and Lo FaceTime Serena. The interview that Serena did made the humans like the wares a little too much, and so now the vampires are mad. And they think that two vampires on the Vampire Council might be responsible for like hunting her down, which we kind of already do. They suggest that Serena goes back to Lo's territory, and she tells them that that's a stupid idea because it would leave the vampires right to Anna. Instead, Serena is going to basically like make herself a target so no one wants to abduct Anna, since kidnapping a child is so much easier than like adult napping. Get it? Finger guns?
Sure.
We're like, yes, move on.
Yeah. So Serena's like, I'll just be like in public, obviously, so people attack me. No one likes Serena's plan, though. She's trying to argue her case, but in the middle of it, she yawns, and that's when Koen ends the call and then carries Serena to bed.
All very 1950s-ish.
Yes.
It's like, my lady friend is tired.
Yes. Everyone get out. Back in Koen's arms, Serena notices how tall and strong and warm Koen is. She asks him if he understands why she wants to protect Anna. He tells her yes. She tries to thank him for thinking her plan to protect Anna is a good one. And then he tells her that he's not into gratitude. And she can repay the favor by cleaning his house or something. And also, he actually thinks that her plan is stupid. But he will let the others argue that because if he has to, he'll just chain her to his bed and keep her in order to keep her alive.
Yeah.
I object to all of this.
You know what? It's in the rereading of it that I did that I was just like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's kind of, yeah. Again, when I listened to this the first time, I remember having some points where I was like, oh.
Yeah, there were
and
some
then
cringe moments.
I just moved on.
Yeah, there were cringe moments when I read it the first time, but I was willing to overlook it for a lot of like, you know, just getting to the good Ali Hazelwood parts.
Yeah.
But then reading the second time, I was like, this is rough.
Yeah.
What I will probably say again, what I said before was my big issue with Koen is I felt like he was characterized differently in Bride.
Yeah.
So when we like see him as a secondary character, he's
like jovial.
I actually got the ebook like literally yesterday, and I looked him up because I was like, I'm gonna find
I feel
this
like
out.
he's still like kind of smarmy, kind of sarcastic, but not as like grim and outright mean.
Yeah.
He says the things like twat waffle and stuff in Bride.
Oh.
So that's all there from before. With Koen, she does like respond. Yeah, there it is. Fuck waffle. I'm sorry, not twat waffle. Fuck waffle. Is that better? I don't know.
No.
So yeah, she does like explain exactly like what Koen is like, and it's basically that he's an asshole. Wait, here it is. Koen is an asshole in the most delicious and entertaining of ways. He seems to have distinct preferences, strong opinions, and little interest in keeping either to himself.
Is that Misery though? Because it's from Bride. Here's what I think though. Now that we're talking about this, Misery is kind of an asshole.
Yes, she is.
She's like smarmy and like quippy.
Yes. And she comes off as more of that in this book, I think, as more of like an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Well, yeah, that was another issue I had a little bit too, is that I guess we do get some resolution at the end, but a lot of this is all from Serena's perspective.
Yeah.
So it's she has no self-esteem at all,
None.
like literally none, and so she thinks nobody really cares about her.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, she's
so,
an orphan.
So like Misery seems like meaner than we remember her being, and they kind of resolve it at the end, like, oh, that was just you being insecure. But yeah, it makes it I don't know, it just I just thought of him as a little like funner, maybe even like chattier.
He does have that chattiness in there, like from what I saw, like he was like, he's the one who can say the things that other people aren't going to say,
right?
And he does do that in Mate, but he does it in a way that's more mean, I think, than he was in
he's
Bride.
more, I would never have characterized him in the first book as brooding, and I feel like he is brooding.
Yeah,
in the
for sure.
second
He
book.
broods. He is not. He's not a brooder in the first book.
No.
In
he
fact,
has nothing to brood about.
No, of course, because
Yet.
like Misery also says, Koen is brash, cocksure, a little vicious. He's indeed no fan of Emery's and willing to declare it as forcefully as possible.
Yeah,
which means like he's not gonna like mince words in
See,
public.
that's why I liked him in the first one. Was he was a catty bitch.
Yeah, he's a little less catty in this one.
No, he's more like a straight man in this one.
Yeah, I think their banter piece, like when they banter, it's like this weird, which I talk about. This is sort of my like way of flirting. It's just kind of like mean. Like you're just kind of like roasting each other the whole time. It's just like a little too mean sometimes. I think the issue though here is again, Serena is so self-conscious.
She is.
She has
Yeah.
no
Like I
self-esteem.
said, she has no self-esteem, so he's just being mean to a woman who already thinks the meanest things about
I
herself.
know.
Yeah, which
like-
is why when they're like bantering, like they both kind of get away with it, and then it's when it's over that you're like, oh, but maybe that maybe he was right, and I am a weak loser, bitch.
I know.
Like that's the problem.
Yeah, that's what's going on. You're totally right.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, she wants to protect Anna by making herself a big target. And he was like, that's a stupid idea, blah, blah, blah. So now they're arguing, okay? And he says, as I just said, she's a weak loser, which is why the plan's stupid, because she can't pull it off. So she asks him to help her pull it off and grabs his wrist while like pleading with him. And he's so big and strong that her fingers don't meet around his wrist, which I called out because I think that's stupid, because if you wrap your fingers around your own wrist, sometimes they don't meet. I just have big bones. When she touches him, a shiver runs up her spine, and then he looks at her in a way that makes her feel something, but she doesn't know what it is or how to feel about it. So he rips his hand away and tells her that she needs to eat. Koen suggests that they shift and hunt together, but it's like kind of in a sexy way. And then Serena reminds him that the moon is still too small, so she can't shift. Koen says, too bad, because I'd love to see your wolf form. Again, kind of in a sexy way. Serena thinks about Koen's wolf form. It's big. It's a big black wolf with a white spot on its chest, and she describes it as having an aura. I'm not like, that's legit from the book. And then there's like more arguing or banter. Again, it's hard to tell at times, as we talked about. Anyways, Koen tells her to stop lying to him, and so she tells him that she hasn't been able to shift for months. So they talked about her shifting problem. She says she hasn't been able to shift since she escaped the governors. Basically, she stopped being able to shift, and like she also started feeling sick around the same time. She describes it as like she's always a little nauseous. She's got some insomnia, but the doctor, this is what she's telling Koen, says that it's stress. Koen asks if she's in pain, and she tells him no, it's just kind of like discomfort. He says that he has to tell Lo, because Lo is technically at this point her alpha, because she kind of like belongs to Lo's pack.
Okay, this is the problem that I have with the entire book.
Yeah,
is
well,
this like there is no privacy in this world.
No,
The alpha must know everything, even before the person that is receiving the information about themselves.
Yeah, I don't talk about it, but every time she goes to the doctor with Koen, the doctor like tries to tell Koen, and Cohen's like, no, what the fuck are you doing? Tell her.
Yeah.
But then he's still always in that room. So Cohen's like, I have to tell Lo. Lo's like, your boss. And she's like, well, what if I just belonged like to your pack, and then you could be my alpha? And while she's trying to make that case, she tells Koen that he makes her feel safe. But before you ooh and ah about that, he responds by being a total dick. And he tells her that he wants her to feel...
Keep going.
Yeah, read it.
You can do it. You've said worse
I don't
things.
want to. Okay.
You could do it in a low man voice.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can, but I'll
Do
try.
it in
Okay.
a Teddy Hamilton voice.
So she's like, please be my alpha. And he responds by being a dick and telling her that he, quote, I don't know if it wants her to feel like her soft little throat is in his hands and that she'll be so scared of him that she won't consider saying anything but yes, alpha to him.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
That was terrible.
No, you did a great job.
Yeah.
Great.
No,
I
I
hated
love
that
it.
line and I hated doing that. But as he says this, he's like getting closer to her. And so now they're inches apart. And then she caresses his face. He flinches back and then rolls his eyes, apparently at her. She asks him if everyone in the pack knows that they are mates. And he tells her that, yes, the whole world knows. She asks if people think that they are fucking. And he tells her that he made it clear to everyone that they are not fucking. So basically everyone knows that she rejected him. Serena goes to bed, but then she quickly wakes up from a sex dream. She's feverish and horny and in pain. She vomits in the toilet. She takes a cold bath, and then we get a flashback.
Yes. Okay. Keep going.
So, flashback. 2 months ago, Serena is at the doctor's office. The doctor tells her that she has cortisol surge disorder, which is a very common illness for weres, and it is a leading cause of were death. But CSD, aka cortisol surge disorder, is not common in young weres. So it's like weird that she has it. So maybe the reason is because she has like weird hybrid genetics. None of the treatments that the doctor has tried to give Serena has worked. And now she has about 3 to 6 months to live. The doctor cautions her that as CSD progresses, she will have aggressive episodes and experience blackouts and sleepwalking. He suggests that she tell Misery and Lo, but she says, no, it's fine. But he says, what if you get aggressive around Anna? And she decides that she should live in isolation just to protect everyone. Well, shouldn't she at least tell her mate, the doctor says? And she tells the doctor that Koen won't care since it's just, hormones, them being mates. The doctor looks at her like she's an idiot, but he doesn't correct her before she leaves.
Isn't this kind of where the plot falls apart? Because like the whole where society, like the alpha must know all the things that are wrong with you. At this point in time, Lo is her alpha. So
Sort
Lo
of.
should have known about this.
Koen says he has to tell Lo that like she's having a problem shifting and that she doesn't feel well.
Yeah.
But when we get this flashback, it's with the doctor that is in the Southwest Territory, and she specifically tells him, you cannot tell Lo. I have looked this up, and you still need to follow basically HIPAA or whatever wolf HIPAA is.
Yeah. But
because he argues with her.
But then later in the Northwest Pack, she makes a joke with that doctor that HIPAA doesn't exist because Cohen's in that room. And they're like, what the fuck's HIPAA?
Yeah.
So maybe different territories have different
I was going to say
rules.
different laws.
Yeah. Or maybe everything's fake and it's all made up and
As
the
you
points
say,
don't matter.
no hard and fast rules.
There's no,
Yeah.
I mean, I believe HIPAA is like a national law, right? It's a
It's
federal
federal
thing.
law.
Yeah. So they clearly don't have a federal organization
Again,
here,
I don't
so-
even think there's like a real,
I
I don't think of the United States of America.
No, I
exists.
don't
Yeah,
think
I
it
don't
is.
think there's in the United States. After all, they just call the one city that we know of the city. So
That's true. Yeah. Okay.
Also, I kept getting confused for some reason and thinking that what she had was not CSD, but CWD, which is chronic wasting disease, which is what deer get. And so I kept having to be like, no, not that.
Okay, back to present day in the story. Serena was sleeping. She woke up. She threw up in the bathroom, whatever. After the cold shower / bath, Serena chats with Amanda in the kitchen. Serena can sense that Koen is gone. She thinks maybe it's like a were thing, but for some reason, she can only sense if Koen is near. Amanda explains then how the Northwest Pack works. We've talked about it a bit, but here it is. So Koen is the alpha of this whole pack, which expands, I don't know, all of the United States maybe. Who the fuck knows or cares?
And we really put a map in the book, like
Yeah.
first page.
it's so
The
frustrating.
only time
too.
I want one.
It's so frustrating because he takes her on so many trips throughout the territory, and she's like, "Your territory is so beautiful."
Yeah,
Koen."
and he's like, thanks,
And he's
as
like,
if he
"Yes.
like planted all the trees there.
Yes, I know it is. And I'm like, did you take like, I don't know how many days have you been out traveling?
I
Because
don't
it
know.
seems like this place is huge.
Yeah. I whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyways, Koen is the alpha, and there are 5 territories within his area that are called huddles, and then there's one like core group of people that like whatever, doesn't matter. The huddle leaders form what's called an assembly, and they help keep the alpha in check. The assembly is kind of important. Serena asks why they even need an alpha if there is an assembly of leaders, and Amanda says it's a weird thing. It just feels right to follow Koen, right? Don't you get it, Serena? And she's like, I don't know, maybe. We also get some backstory about the pack and about Koen and Lo, but I'm feeling lazy and it's not really anything important. Amanda complains about being in her human form for so long because apparently in the Northwest, everyone just loves being in their big dog form. She asks Serena if she wants to go for a run, but shoot, Serena can't because she can't transform. But actually, she has a phone call with a different geneticist. So she's like, catch you later. She joins the call. Misery is for some reason also on this call. This geneticist, though, is nice. Her name is Juno, and she cares about HIPAA. And she tells Misery that she can leave. But Serena's like, we're sisters, so she can stay. And listen, I have a sister, and if I was getting news about my health, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here, Sarah. So on this phone call, Juno apologizes for the other bad geneticist for divulging Serena's fertility status to the world and says that Serena and Koen's anger at this is valid. Serena is confused. Why would Koen be mad? Juno continues and says that her research took so long because Serena's dad's DNA had to be run a few times since he was aware. And Serena is again confused and says, I'm sorry, what do you mean by my dad was aware? Juno thought that Serena knew because it was in the human news that Serena's dad's a werewolf. Which, why would she read the human news? Anyways. This whole book is just, based on assuming.
Yeah.
Okay?
How would she know? Her fucking common-in-law husband took her off the grid.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, she was a news reporter.
Oh, yeah, she was. Yeah. Serena, was a financial news reporter.
For a human news network.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe, yeah. I did forget about that. Anyway, Serena asks Juno if her and Anna are different since Anna's mom was aware and Serena's dad was aware. And Juno says, yes, you are different. You have different genes or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And Serena is excited by this because it means that Anna probably won't die from CSD like Serena currently is. Juno was able to get access to the other pack's DNA databases, and Koen spoke to the other alphas to give her access, whatever. It's just some stuff about, I don't know why I wrote so much shit about this. I'm skipping it. Blah, 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 blah. Serena asked Juno if anything came about, about her mother, but the human databases apparently were not as thorough as the were, which again just feels weird because they set the wares up as if they're Luddites.
They're cottagecore survivalists. There's no way they would have a database that's better.
But they've mapped every single person's database.
Yeah, no, that's not
or
realistic.
DNA. Yeah.
No.
They have a database where they track family trees using acorns.
And they hope that squirrels don't dig them up. Sorry. So in this talk, for some reason, Juno's sorry, I don't know anything about your mom, but maybe if you tell me what you remember about her, that could help in my research about genes and DNA somehow. But Serena can't remember anything before the age of 8. All she knows is that Child Protective Services found her when maybe she was 6 or so, but she has no idea how they found her. She just apparently appeared there. And one of the Child Protective Services officers called her Serena, but that's probably not even her real name. And then Juno asks her to call Juno if she remembers anything else, because again, maybe that will help her DNA research. Who the fuck knows? Koen interrupts, and during the end of the call, he comes in. Serena asks Koen how much he heard, and he shrugs and says, I don't know, everything. Again, privacy means nothing.
No, he's the alpha. He knows all.
Yes. Serena tells him that since she is from his pack, they might be cousins. He tells her that she isn't his cousin because he doesn't look at his cousins like he looks at her.
Well, that's not stopped other people.
So then they banter some, and he tells her that they are going out so she can be bait for the vampires.
I've heard about what goes on in the eastern part of Washington and Oregon.
That's true. Yeah.
And also, didn't Florida fail to pass a new law that would prevent first cousins from marrying?
Yeah, but that's southeast. But
I'm just saying, it happens everywhere, I guess. Yeah. Anyways, on their drive, Koen tells her that she needs to eat, and they need to find food that she won't throw up in the morning because he cares and can tell that she's been throwing up, I guess, because she's so small and ugly and frail.
But has that Big ass.
Big ass and big old tits.
Mm-hmm.
So she asks if she can go to the cabin all the way back out in the woods for her stuff. But, like, actually, she just wants the painkillers that the doctor gave her. But she lies about it and says that she wants, like, this stuffy that Anna gave her. Then she falls asleep in the car. She wakes up, and they are at the den, a.k.a. Olympia. Serena remarks that there aren't very many people in this town. And then she realizes it's because that most people are in their wolf form. They enter a cabin, and Serena worries that maybe this is, like, Koen's girlfriend's house or something. He smells her worry, and then she smells his scent over everything, and it makes her think about licking his skin. And she makes a joke about him being a lumberjack because he dresses like one, like flannels, man, buff, scruff, big hands, strong muscles, tall guy. I could go on. And she tells him that she realizes that this is his house, and she's like, I cannot stay with you. They walk by his bedroom, and she describes the smell as ruinously mouthwatering.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep. He sets up a guest room for her despite her protesting, and he tells her not to worry because he'll be sleeping outside anyways. And it takes her way too long to realize that he sleeps in his wolf form.
The amount of time they spend in their wolf form just seems weird to me.
Yeah, I was really worried later on in this book that there's going to be like wolf on wolf action.
Yeah,
if you
I
know what I mean.
don't think what happened is any better.
I'm surprised we didn't go there, to be honest.
Yeah, same.
Because of the amount of time that they are apparently wolves, and the fact that they even say, like, we usually take care of this in wolf form.
Yeah, they're like, heat usually happens. Not to spoiler, sorry, but they usually like it happens like when you're in your wolf form. Most people don't do it. Yeah.
I didn't realize this was technically set in Olympia, which, if I'm not mistaken, is the capital of that state.
Yeah.
And the way they describe what this town looks like is a lot more like Forks.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
It's quite small. It's all like eco housing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. There's like no
trees
skyscrapers. Yep. Again, they're Luddites. These wolves.
Yeah. They live in cabins.
Yeah.
I kept picturing like a sleepaway camp.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think. Yeah, and they also don't have furniture. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
So Serena's like, I cannot sleep with you. Like sleep in this place. Whatever, doesn't matter if you're outside. Whatever, I can't do it. What can I do to get you to trust me and like let me stay somewhere else? And he's like, okay, prove it. If you can prove it, I'll trust you. So then he takes her to Brenna's cabin. Brenna is another one of his seconds. He's like got $1 billion. Okay. I know I said he's got 3. He's got like 100 million. Brenna trains the pack in hand-to-hand combat. She also runs like the gym. She's a bitch. Okay. Koen tells Serena that if she can beat Brenna, she can live wherever she wants. So then she like taunts him. Koen calls Serena a spoiled little girl. Whatever. She turns to fight Brenna. While they fight, she asks Brenna if her and Koen fuck, and she tells Serena that they don't do that anymore. Serena asks if they broke up because of her and Koen being mates, and Brenna tells her to get over herself. Serena punches her. Good job, Serena. As they continue to spar, Brenna tells Serena that Koen needs an adult, not an ignorant little girl like Serena. Serena says that wares haven't really been open about their customs. That's why she doesn't know anything. And Brenna says she'll tell her whatever she wants, and she'll tell the truth instead of treating her like an itty-bitty loser baby. So Serena asks, why was the North divided? Like, why did the Northwest break up as a pack in the past? And even though Brenna is a bitch, she explains. So the pack split up a little less than 40 years ago. There was a disagreement between the Alpha and the Assembly. The pack then reunited when outsiders and humans tried to like destroy everyone. Koen brought everyone back together. Brenna tells her that she lost both her parents and her sister on the same day, so why would she give a fuck about a little breakup with Koen? But even still, Brenna respects Koen and wouldn't have wished Serena on Koen in a million years. Then Brenna tells her that she pities her life and appreciates that she is trying to protect Anna, but hopes that Serena wises up soon and gets the fuck out of their lives. Serena finally pins Brenna and tells her that she doesn't need to worry about Koen and Serena being an item. They don't love each other and they aren't fucking. Brenna says, don't worry, babe. We can all tell that you're not having sex. Then Brenna flips the hold and pins Serena. She tells Serena that there are 3 things that she knows will happen for certain: death, taxes, and the fact that Koen won't ever fuck Serena, even if she begs for it like the little slut that she is.
That was so intense.
Yeah.
That was a really intense scene. Like, I like the fighting scene, actually, which is a lot for me because I don't usually like find myself attracted to action in books.
Yeah.
But I like their fighting part. The snippiness I could have done without.
Yeah, she's a real big bitch.
She is. She's a
I
huge
said
bitch.
it like 5 times, but
yeah.
like I don't know. It was weird energy. So obviously Serena lost the fight, so she has to go back and live in Koen's house. So they return to the car, and there's a brown paper package addressed to the former human on the hood. She immediately reaches for it, but Koen pulls her back. He sniffs it, and he says he can't tell who delivered it. He opens the package. It's a silver necklace of a moon scratched by 4 claws and a note saying that it's from your mother.
How big is this necklace? If there's 4 claw marks on it.
Was thinking the same thing. Also, we like never hear about it again. Koen shows Serena around the rest of his home. He gives her towels, which she thinks smell great. He has a piano, but he doesn't play it, and his fridge is unplugged. When she jokes about that, he puts his finger under his chin to force her to look up at him. It gives her the tingles. He tells her to close her eyes and tells her to picture the last time she was in her wolf form. She pictures running through the woods, how magical it felt. She's chasing something, but she can't reach it. Koen tells her to open her eyes, and she's still in the kitchen, but she's panting, and now she's all sweaty. He tells her that she has some sort of like mental block, so he was trying to like talk her through it. And then he tells her that her like cells still worked for it, like for shifting. He was trying to help her shift. Serena thinks about how wears with CSD can still change right until the end, but she can't, so she must be the exception to everything. Then he tells her to go to bed. Tomorrow is like hybrid parade time, so they can lure the vampires in. After Koen goes outside to sleep, Serena goes into his bedroom and steals his duvet and pillows, and she sleeps restfully for once. The next morning, she walks outside to find Koen and a wolf dog sitting on the porch. Koen and her have like a normal chat for once, and she introduces him to a game that she used to play with Misery. She holds both hands behind her back, and she asks him to choose one to get his prize. He chooses the right hand, so he gets a cup of coffee, and she tells him the other prize was a hug, and one time Misery won a kiss on the cheek. And Koen says he wants the kiss instead of coffee.
Maybe I'm just unsentimental, but I hated this.
The hand game?
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was a way to get them to be closer. It was a nice little, what do you call it, device.
Yeah. In the story, she explains, like, through her thought that it's because they were poor, lonely, miserable orphans, Serena and Misery, and they didn't have any fun or love or whatever, so this is how they did it. I don't know. So Koen and her go into town, and they shop around, and again, they're trying to lure the vampires in with this sort of, like, hybrid parade. I keep calling it that because that's what they keep saying, and I just found it weird.
It's the hybrid parade.
Yeah.
Yeah, like floats and balloons and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So since Serena was like in her PJs before, she's in Koen's clothes. She's in sweats and a flannel. And so the shop owner helps her get some new clothes. She gets whatever he hands her, despite the fact that her skin has been like overly sensitive to rough textures for weeks. But that's probably just a symptom of CSD, guys. Nothing else is going on here.
Yeah, absolutely nothing
Don't
else.
think about it too deeply.
Mm-mm.
When her and Koen leave, she realizes that she hasn't paid for anything. Koen says that he has it covered. As they walk around, she notices that people wave instead of treating her like a freak. Koen tells her that people do see her as a symbol of unity because she's, you know, half were, half human. But those who think she's a freak won't say anything in front of the alpha. She jokes that the previous alpha must have just been like a real dick if they're afraid of Koen. And he says that the previous alpha made mistakes. They continue shopping, and Serena thinks about buying candles and a soft pillow. And quick aside from me, I knew like what was going on with her, like before. Like I knew what this was all leading up to, but like this really cemented it for me. But then later on, I started gaslighting myself, and I was like overthinking everything. I'm like, oh my God, what if she's actually sick and going to die? As if I wasn't right all along, and like I hadn't read an Omegaverse book before.
Yeah.
She wants to buy pillows, whatever. On the way home, she thanks him, and she said she had fun going out and shopping like a girl.
Mm-hmm. Just a girl in the 1950s.
Yeah.
Where you don't like pay for your clothes, you just put it on layaway or whatever.
Yeah.
Daddy pays for
Yeah,
it.
exactly. And he tells her to knock that gratitude shift off, and then he tucks a strand of hair behind her ear.
Oh, God, the hot and cold.
Another spark shoots through her at his touch. He reminds her that if she wants to thank him, she can clean his house.
Yeah, of course that's it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You think she'll do it with like modern amenities?
No,
or
she's gonna
is
wear
she
like a maid outfit and have like a feather duster. She suggests that she can cut his hair instead. She used to cut Misery's hair, so like it can't be that hard, right?
No.
She gave Misery a cool mullet one time. She could do that for him. He leaves to meet someone about the moon necklace that she got from her mom. Before he leaves, he hugs her goodbye. Then she unpacks her new clothes and sees that all of the underwear that Koen bought her is in his favorite color, blood red. Yeah, duh.
It's just like constant mixed signals. I hate you.
I
Here's
assume
all this bloody red underwear.
I was gonna say I assume her blood red. Like, interesting that it's still called blood red. There must also be a blood green.
She has red blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's part human.
She calls it blood red.
Wouldn't it be
because
like
she's-
brown blood if it's green and red mixed? Anyway, sorry, we're thinking too much. So she's got all this blood red underwear. Great. As she unpacks everything else, she sees that he bought her a pocket knife because she doesn't have claws because she, can't shift. So to help protect her. And then he also bought the candle and the pillow that she was thinking about getting. He bought her everything that she wanted.
Yes.
Because he loves her.
It's kind of like one of those Target videos that you see on TikTok sometimes, where like couples go to Target.
Yeah, I don't think we have the same feed.
No, I mean, listen.
I
My
very
TikTok
rarely
feed,
see straight people on my
I
TikTok.
know my TikTok feed is so fucked because my kids are on it all the time. So
and they like watching couples shop.
No, but you see,
I'm just kidding.
I have to
You have to
search
make
for
it
certain
safe.
things,
Yes,
and I have
yes,
to make it safe for
yeah.
them.
It
And
knows
then-
you're a mom.
And then they do. It knows I'm a mother. So then I have to like clean it up after that. So then I get a bunch of really random shit, and I'm like, okay, no, because that was actually
oh my fucking god.
that was part of book talk because it was like girls going to Target to pick up books,
Oh,
and it was always some sort of romantasy book.
yeah, of course.
And it was like, oh, I shouldn't get this, and then the guy gets it for her in the parking lot, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Because
And this is all before I clean up the
he
TikTok feed.
noticed. Later, Cohen's still gone, and she's just sitting in the living room. Two wares walk into the house, butt ass naked. Amanda also comes in. She's also naked, and she tells them to get out. Serena tells him and everyone else that they can stay because she'll make dinner for everyone. So she serves everyone dinner, and Koen finally comes back. Also, everyone's like sitting on the floor, like no dogs on the furniture, I guess.
Yeah, because they're always like,
There's like
wolfing
two
out.
chairs in that house.
They
yeah.
all want to be wolves. What do they even have houses for?
I'm surprised that they even have like dishware.
Yeah, well, they should be eating out of bowls on the ground.
Exactly. Yeah. Slop. Anyways,
They shouldn't even have bowls. They should just be like,
Eating squirrels.
yeah, which is a joke that's made a lot.
Yeah, they hate squirrels.
So Koen walks in. Serena's feeding everyone. Koen is annoyed, and Serena doesn't understand why. Koen invites, like, the reason why they're all here is Koen invited them all to, like, meet Serena. More people keep showing up, and she keeps feeding them. I don't know how she has so much food for all these people, but I digress.
Apparently, it just appears. Remember, like,
Yeah, right,
Yeah,
'cause
he just buys
the fridge
stuff.
wasn't plugged in.
Yeah,
also, this is why you can tell I wasn't like fit to be a housewife. Is if people kept showing up as I was cooking, I'd have to cook more, and I'd be fucking furious about it.
It's not something that people normally want to do
Like, yeah.
because like then you have to cook more for more people, and then you're
It
like,
says
what
that,
the fuck?
like, at this point, it's like 20 people, and she's
Yeah.
feeding them, like, pasta and spaghetti sauce that she
No.
made from scratch.
No.
I feel like this is one of those things that people like romanticize about their grandma. Like, oh yeah, when you stayed at my grandma's house, people would just show up and she would feed them. And meanwhile, grandma's in the kitchen, like, goddamn bunch of kids.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yep. So Serena's like walking around, cleaning up, whatever, being domestic. She overhears Jorma and Saul talking about some weird stuff. They have been looking into something about the, quote, favored, but he won't tell her until they are sure of all of it. Ooh, vague, mysterious, and spooky. She tells Brenna's brother where the cups are when she sees him, like, looking around the kitchen. He tells her that she doesn't belong here. Serena tells him off, but then gets interrupted by Koen showing up. And Cohen's like, no, please continue. I'm, like, weirdly into you yelling at him. Brenna's brother says that if he was alpha, he wouldn't let freaks like Serena anywhere near his pack. Half the pack wants her dead anyways because she's a sucky loser. Okay? Koen tries to give the kid a chance to back down, but the kid's stupid and young, so Koen threatens to kill him and every single person he knows if he harms Serena. And this gives Serena the downstairs tingles.
Yelling at a teenager turns her on.
Yeah,
Obviously.
yeah, come on, guys, duh. She thanks him for defending her, and he says he had to because he's the alpha.
He's like, you're not important to me.
Yes,
even though you are.
Yeah, but I
Shut
won't
up,
tell
though.
you.
You can't do that.
Yeah, he has to keep the little shits in line. And she realizes that he actually doesn't hate being alpha. He likes ordering people around. And she tells him this, and he says it's all he knows how to do. And when a better alpha shows up, he'll step aside and he'll find like a hobby or something. She tells him to pick a hand, and he chooses one, and she tells him that he won piano lessons. So then she sits him down at the piano bench, and she goes to find a chair, but he pulls her to him, so she's like sitting in between his legs, which I had a hard time picturing because
Same.
piano benches are really like, they're not very wide. You wouldn't be able to fit two people on it, even like next to each other. Definitely not like front to back.
Yeah.
No.
Also, like, what is he doing? What is he doing? He told her he doesn't want to be with her.
Yeah.
What is he doing?
Well,
This is the entire book, though. I don't want to be with you, but I do.
again, miscommunication.
So frustrating.
Yeah, I know.
He's like constantly like, I like touching your hair, but not really.
It's the ugliest hair, but also it's so hot.
I was like, God, why is it so soft?
Yeah.
But also the worst, and it smells.
Yes. It's very like if a kid's mean to you, it means he likes you when you're like in elementary school and they tell you that.
Yeah, it is a little like that for sure.
So they're both sitting at this bench somehow, and she teaches him how to play a chord with his right hand, and he rests his left hand on her thigh. While he plays the chord, he drags his left hand closer to her center before Serena freaks out a little and then closes his hand on her legs. And then suddenly Koen is like, well, I wasn't even interested anyways. Then a random man comes in the piano room. His name is Mike. He really doesn't matter. He tells Koen that they stopped like 11 vampires in the area of his territory in the past 2 days. And while the guys chat, Serena texts Misery to see how long Koen has been alpha. And Misery tells her that he has been alpha since he was 15 years old.
I feel like Misery knows everything.
Well, she asks Lo.
So why isn't, and Lo will tell her.
Well-
So why not just constantly be talking to Misery? You get all the answers.
That would,
I mean, that would negate the entire book. So
because that would solve the number one problem. That night, Serena wakes up gasping in pain. She tries to take a cold shower, but in her pain and sleep delirium, she somehow ends up in Koen's bed. When she wakes up, she realizes that she has coated his bed in her sweat and her scent is everywhere, so she washes his sheets.
in a panic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She dresses in her new clothes, but it feels wrong. So she steals one of Koen's shirt to wear, and that feels better. She goes outside to find Amanda in her human form and a bunch of wolves fighting. Amanda explains that they are just play fighting and suggests that Koen should teach her about it. Then Koen gets rough with another wolf, and Amanda walks that suggestion back as Koen has been tense lately. Serena doesn't understand. So Amanda spells it out for her. Koen is horny, you dumb bitch. Serena finally gets it and tells Amanda that he can deal with those urges even if it's not with Serena. And now Amanda is the one that's confused because apparently no one told Serena anything, which includes the fact that the Alpha of the Northwest is required to be celibate. Koen is forbidden by pack law from getting his rocks off with anyone. Oh, and also, he can't fall in love. Literally, it says, no intimate relationships of any kind, physical or emotional.
Which is impossible.
Yeah. Yes.
That's absolutely fucking impossible.
Yeah, later in the book, they're it's kind of a pick or choose situation. They don't, enforce it to the T. It's kind of just, at the whims.
It's you cannot have any sort of friendship at all, ever.
No kids. Yeah. And Serena is very confused. Why is this a rule for the Northwest? Lo and Misery fuck and they're in love. What's going on? So Amanda explains that celibacy used to be common for alphas as partners or children could take precedence over the pack. Amanda gets the law, but she doesn't agree with it, especially when it comes to mates because finding a mate is so rare. It's very special. Then she explains that the alpha before Koen fell in love and asked for an exception to the celibacy rule, but the assembly said no. So the alpha stayed in her relationship and all the Huddles seceded from the pack. They all broke up. And that is when the humans attacked, Serena guesses. And Amanda is surprised that she knew this, but corrects her. It was actually the Wares who helped the humans attack the pack. Ooh, scary. They did it together. And then Koen saved everyone and got the band back together. The Huddles agreed to let him be the alpha, but only if he was celibate. And surprisingly, at 15 years old, he said yes. Then some naked pack members show up and ask Serena to cook breakfast for them.
That was a moment where I was like, excuse me?
Yeah.
They're who the fuck are you?
They come up naked, like excited, like because they're boys, and the excited like little kids, like, hey, I saw that you had pancake mix in the pantry. Like, would you maybe like make them with syrup? And like, what if you had bacon? Like, wouldn't that be? But like, only if you want to.
Yeah, right.
It's just food's so yummy here, and like squirrels are really small, and like they don't have a lot of meat on them. Is like basically how that scene ends.
Basically, they're like, we do appreciate culture sometimes.
Yeah. At some point, Serena gets a call from Juno, who tells her that her mom is from the Sawtooth Range of the Rockies, aka the Northwest. Koen walks in as Serena is picking up one of his flannels that she slept in last night. She panics about being caught with it and then like turns to run away, but Koen demands that she stops. He tells her to walk away slowly and not run, because if she does run, he will chase her.
Okay.
In a sexy way, Tabitha. Come
sexy.
on.
It's sexy chasing.
It's sexy chasing.
It's not like
Tabitha.
murder chasing.
Yeah. Come on. Come on. Come on. Later in this day, Serena has forced Koen to sit down so she can cut his hair. She's in the middle of the haircut when 3 random people walk in. They are here to investigate because the alpha has a mate in his home and they could be fucking, and that's scary and bad and against the law. Serena tells these people that he is not fucking her, so they have nothing to worry about. Then one of the old fogies says that the fact that she is ordering Koen around and holding a knife so close to his neck is proof that they are in a relationship. Ha!
That is so dumb.
Yeah. But they're like boomers, okay? They explain that they're worried about Koen and his mate because of Koen's history, okay? Serena tells the old cronies to stop treating him like a fuckboy. They leave, and Serena sees Koen with his fresh cut and shaved face and realizes that, wow, he's even hotter now, guys.
I highly doubt that.
Scruffier is better.
Yeah.
Please.
Tabitha's like, what happened to his long, luscious locks?
Yeah, like, what does he look like? No, I'm not going to say that.
You should.
Well, now I want to know.
I want to know what you're going to say.
Oh, he's got that sharp cut like he's a member of the Nazi party.
Well, and then there's Lo, who had like his head whole buzz like a skinhead.
Which we all refused to even
I told
take into
you,
account.
they are Adam Driver as Kylo Ren, period, in every single book. It doesn't matter how she writes them. That's who they are to me.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So with his fresh cut, Koen takes her to the pack doctor. Dr. Sem Kane, which just feels like an evil name to
It
me.
does.
Right?
Yeah.
He's not really, though. He's been the pack doctor for over 40 years. So if Serena was born in the Northwest, maybe he remembers. Dr. Kane is very excited to meet the halfling because he's only heard about them in legends and stories. He tells her that she's probably not the first halfling ever, but unfortunately he doesn't recognize her. So disappointed, Serena steps outside for some air. She stands at the edge of the cliffs in a very Elizabeth Bennet from the 2005 Pride and Prejudice movie. Maybe that's like too niche of a reference.
It is not, please.
Okay, phew.
At least not according to my TikTok feed.
I love that scene where it's like the wind is blowing and she's sad and definitely going to fall off that cliff. Then Serena's senses tingle because she is no longer alone. A young naked wereman comes out of the woods and calls her Ava?
I think it was Ava.
I think it was Ava.
EVA.
Now that I'm thinking about it, it's really weird to have an Ava and an Anna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ava and Anna.
Yeah.
All right.
Anna.
Yeah. So anyways, the were comes out of the woods and he calls her Ava. She turns around to stab him, but he is kneeling at her feet. He bows to her and says, "As the prophet said, as the prophet wills." Serena is confused. She starts asking him about who he is, but he ignores her and tries to drag her into the woods with him. He tells her that they knew he would take her here, and then he keeps calling her Ava. When she asks him if he belongs to the Northwest Pack, he tells her that there are no packs and there are no borders. You know those like people who say that they're not like part of the law, sovereign citizens? Is that what they're called?
Sovereign citizens.
That's what this kid gives.
Yeah.
Finally, Koen appears. The strange man says that he would never hurt Ava, and Koen is surprised by that name. The man keeps saying that he told everyone that Ava was safe and that she would come back to them and that there was no need for violence. He asks Koen if he's like his parents. The stranger tells him that he will pay for what he did and that Constantine will see him shortly. Koen says that Constantine is dead. Then the man jumps off the cliff and kills himself.
I honestly really liked this turn. I liked the cult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it's fucking something.
Yeah. This is true. This is something.
It feels
What has been the plot up till this point?
Nothing.
That she's like sick
It's
and
been
not telling anyone?
miscommunication. It's been
Yeah.
miscommunication.
The thing that gets me about the cult is it is so out of left field. Like, I feel like everything that happened with like the blah, 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 vampire council bullshit with Misery's World, like at least made sense as a part of the world. This feels like I need an explanation.
I want to say we're about in the midpoint of the book, right? So
yeah, we are.
Yeah, it's like we have to figure out who the hell she is, and this is the first attempt at figuring that out.
Yeah.
Even though we'll find out later that Koen probably knew the entire time.
Yeah, like everything. Yeah. So they go back to Koen's house and they debrief about what happened, and we learn about Constantine. Constantine was a were who killed thousands of humans and other weres in the Northwest. Koen ripped his heart out and chewed on it, so like there's no way that Constantine could return.
Like literally.
Yeah, literally he chewed on it. Gross. But his followers, Constantine's followers, might be back because Constantine had a cult of losers. That's like really all the details that we get at this time from Koen, because like why would he be completely honest despite telling Serena that he loves honesty? Serena asks if she's related to Constantine. Koen says it's likely since they are looking for her. She's probably related to someone important in the cult, but he doesn't know who. But no more backstory. He needs to go talk to the assembly. They need to make sure that Koen isn't fucking Serena.
The most important thing.
Yeah, nothing else is important.
Not the
except
cult,
for
which
that.
we've discovered now is still a thing.
And,
we
like,
need to worry about the fucking part
Besides
first.
smell, how do you think they figure this out? Like, do you think they like look at his dick, ask him to jerk it, and see how much cum he has?
But
like,
no, I think they all know. Like they can all smell it.
well, yeah, no, I know. I'm just trying to be gross.
Yeah. Exactly.
Tabitha's so uninterested.
Yeah, she's
in all
just
of this.
staring into the middle distance now.
Well, I mean, because of what
She's
happens,
like, if you're gonna ask,
because of what happens later, I think the assumption was somebody would report on them because there's always fucking people around, so there's no privacy.
yeah.
So somebody would report back, oh, like they had sex, but then because remember what happens is everybody agrees to not tell.
We'll keep it a secret.
Yeah.
So before he leaves, he hugs Serena. They have a little moment. He tells her that he'll be back in the morning, and that if anything happens, she needs to call Lo. Serena goes to sleep, but wakes up a few hours, sweaty and in pain. She goes to Koen's bathroom because he has a bath. When she looks in the mirror, she sees that her claws are out and that her eyes are wolf-like. This is when Koen finds her. He smells safe and clean and healthy and delicious. She tells him to get out. He holds her and tells her to calm down with his alpha voice. It works for a second, but then she panics because she sees her reflection again. So he punches the mirror so she doesn't have to look at it.
Easy.
Uh-huh.
Easy.
That's the safest option.
Absolutely it is. Flying glass is not a problem.
Exactly. He asks her if this is the first time she's felt like this, and she says no. So they get into the bath together, fully clothed.
Ew.
And she falls asleep. She wakes up peacefully to piano music because apparently Koen knows how to play the piano.
I am still a person who does not find baths relaxing in the slightest.
Oh.
No, it's human soup.
Good. Thank you.
Sorry.
Somebody.
I love a bath. But
I mean, I might go into a hot tub if like I've washed myself down and I have muscles to relax. But just a tub soaking in my own juices.
Okay, this is what I was going to say. I have always had a bath with a shower attached. So like I take a shower first and then I sit and do the human soup as a clean human. I'm not like washing myself in the bath because like logistically water would get everywhere. So anyways, she's awake, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Koen asks her about last night. Like, what the fuck was up with that? Serena tells him that she's been ill for 4 months and that the doctor told her it's because of CSD. Koen asks why she isn't treating CSD because it's a treatable disease. It's, whatever. Serena explains that the meds don't work because she's a halfling, hybrid, whatever the fuck you want to call her. And now she has 4 more months to live. Koen then gets shitty with her because she's keeping all of this a secret from everyone and hiding away instead of dealing with it. Serena tells him that one night she woke up in Anna's room with no memory of how she got there. She didn't hurt Anna, but it spooked her enough, so she decided she had to leave. He tells her that he won't let her die. Aww.
Can't control that.
Koen then takes her back to Dr. Kane. Dr. Kane runs some tests and tells Serena and Koen that he's like surprised that Serena's still alive because of all of her results. And he confirms that the other doctor was correct. Serena will die from CSD. Koen storms out like a big mad alpha and then gets shitty with Serena as if it's her fault. She tries to comfort him and says that this is for the best. Neither of us wants to be mated to the other. And, like, you're the alpha and you can't fuck anyone anyway. So, like, it's fine.
I love that. That's like...
That's like the...
We can't even fuck, so I might as well die.
Yeah, it's fine. And he asks her what she would do if he wasn't the alpha and she wasn't sick. But she doesn't really answer. She thinks about it a lot. We know what her answer would be. And her response is she cries in his arms and says that if today was her last day, she's happy she got to spend it with him.
Now, you didn't let me finish my thought earlier, but I go back to why doesn't she kill herself? If she genuinely believed that she was going to die in a couple months and she was in nonstop pain.
Yeah.
I think she also said something about like refusing painkillers or something. Which,
No,
like,
she has.
You
them.
do
They're-
you.
They're in the cabin.
You do you, but why?
Yeah.
I'd be so drugged up if I was on hospice. So yeah, like you could also just kill yourself.
She's also like only in pain at night though. She just doesn't have an appetite or whatever.
The other thing
So she's
is,
really skinny with big tits. Remember that.
I'm just trying to be practical.
No, I know.
With her mindset, she's trying to hide everything from Misery too.
Yeah.
And she's trying to be like, she's like, in my mindset, I'm thinking of everybody else.
Maybe,
So,
and maybe this is what normal people think is like they're not like, oh, I'm ill and I'm
Yeah.
in pain all the time, so I'll just kill myself. Maybe that's what normal people don't think. You know what I mean?
right.
Not saying that any of us in this room are not normal. Shiftily looks around. Back to the story. Anyways, some time passes, whatever. Who knows? It's probably the same day. Time is fake. Misery calls her and tells Serena that the cult shit that's going on is worse than everyone thinks. So we get more backstory. Misery tells her that Constantine told his followers that he could turn them into wares through like biting, blood drinking, and sex rituals. You know, normal cult shit.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Yeah. He told his followers that if they do as he says, they might become wares or that their children will be wares. So Serena is probably Constantine's daughter, and her mom was probably a sex-crazed cult follower. The cult members want her to join them because she is proof that these blood rituals work. Misery tries to explain how this all led to Koen becoming alpha, but Serena says that she probably should hear it from Koen, so we don't get to hear the rest of that. Misery thinks that this is a sign that they're fucking, that she's like, no, Koen should tell me. And then she asks Serena if she wants to learn about weredick, and Serena explains that it doesn't matter because Koen is celibate, so she won't see it anyways.
Which
Turning down
why would
information.
why would you say no?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even if you weren't going to have sex, be like, yes, tell me about it.
I would want to know everything. Yeah.
Right? This is part of your culture. You should know about weredick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't mention this, but it's just coming to me now. Somewhere in here, when those like naked wares are walking around, they say something about like, oh, that's right, humans are weird about like sex, like they're prudes basically,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
About nudity, whatever. And somehow one of them's like, oh yeah, because like they don't like just have junk hanging around all the time. And one of them responds like, oh, because they all have like, what is it, like those cloacas or whatever.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And I was like, God damn it, we cannot escape them.
No, never.
Yes, so she doesn't learn about where penis is, and Serena hangs up, and she hears Koen and his seconds talking about like how they're going to find the rest of the cult members. Serena walks in, and she suggests that like she could just lure them out, and Koen quarters everyone out, and then he gets shitty with her. She asks him why he didn't tell her that she was connected to the cult, and he tells her that he suspected it since like the news interview, but he didn't want her to worry, so he didn't say anything. Despite that, they have a moment, and she says she is tired, and he asks her which room they'll sleep in. He wants to sleep next to her so he can monitor her illness. Aww.
Thank you for that prompting.
You're welcome. She falls asleep, but he wakes up later. He wakes her up later for a cold bath, but she doesn't want a cold bath. She wants to be warm. So she hugs him because Koen's warm, but it isn't enough. So she takes off her shirt, and then she hugs him again, and then she starts kissing his chest, and he gets a boner. And Koen asks her what's going on. Is she hurt? Does she have a fever? What are her symptoms? Tell her. And she's like, actually, I feel amazing right now. Like, I feel so good. And then Koen spins her around, so her back is to his chest. Then he licks the back of her neck, and she moans. She thinks she is dying, and he laughs. Serena tells him that if he doesn't touch her, she'll die. Koen says that he has to leave, and she has no idea what is going on, but he does. She is sad that he doesn't want her, and she feels so empty, so empty, and she's getting sicker, and if he won't help her, she can just find someone else who will, which of course makes Koen mad. He takes them to the bedroom and sits her between his legs on the mattress. He tells her not to act like this with an alpha while she's almost in heat. She, of course, doesn't know what that means, but Koen will help her if she does exactly as he says. He commands her to touch herself, but she wants him to touch her. He tells her to shut the fuck up, literally. And then he talks her through it. He kisses her glands and explains what they are because Serena knows nothing. Like, he explains what glands are. He says he wants to bite the gland on her neck. She wants to know where she would bite him. And then he's like, oh, you're so perfect. Despite this, like, there's like dirty talk and masturbating, Serena just can't come. She says she needs to be filled. I hate that. Then she licks his glands and he says that he wants to fuck her. And that, of course, makes her come. When she comes back down and is like back to her normal self, she freaks out and apologizes like she forced him to break the celibacy pact. But he didn't really do anything. Koen tells her to relax. He isn't sorry about what happened at all. And then they snuggle up and fall asleep together.
That was so detailed.
Yep, you're welcome. I had to.
I can imagine how Tabitha's feeling right now.
Yeah.
Because that's the main problem.
Sorry.
Just shaking her head.
I do cut some of the stuff at the end.
This is also heteronormative.
The next morning, Dr. Kane calls them.
It's not sex if there's no penetration.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yep.
And Dr. Kane tells him that his wife, Layla, made a discovery about Serena. Layla is a midwife, and she explains to Serena that she isn't dying. She's going into heat, and that the other doctors missed it because they're all dumb men.
Except Koen just said you're going into heat.
Yeah, like he knew, but
Of
he wasn't.
course.
He only knew it until like that night. He figured it out.
This is what I mean, though. Like, why are they all assuming, like, oh, well, Koen is her mate, but no, she's his mate, but he's not hers. Why? What are we basing that on? And then she's having all of these symptoms.
I don't
Yeah.
actually know if everyone thinks that. I think Koen just tells her that over and over and over again.
Until
Like,
they believe it's true.
But then why
but like
didn't
the
they?
other people know that mates they have to be reciprocal.
But then why didn't they think, like, her doctors when she's experiencing these symptoms, like, hey, I think, have you like met your mate recently?
I just said it. It's because they're dumb men. But also, I think it's funny because Layla's like, yeah, because they're men, they didn't know to check like your estrogen levels, which is really like tells the whole story. Like, that's what was missing here. But like, don't be mad at them.
they're just
like,
dumb men.
They're doctors too.
What do they know?
Yeah.
What was this disease really called again?
Cortisol surge disorder.
Why would you not check all the hormones?
Shh, Tabitha. Women hormones don't matter.
So you don't understand.
Yeah,
This
come
is a
on.
metaphor for women not being heard during medical interviews.
Sure, probably. Or just like everyone being shitty and can't talk. So anyways, Layla's like, you're going into heat, babe. Yeah, that's it. But Layla then explains that it happens to weres, but like it's like common. It happens all the time. But mostly it happens when they're in like their werewolf forms, like their wolf form. Human heats are not uncommon, and it can be triggered by stress or being close to a sexually compatible partner. Layla explains that she probably is having trouble shifting because of her heat cycle, which will like officially start soon. And Serena is like, what do you mean? Insert Jennifer Lawrence, what do you mean meme right now.
I have to say,
Yeah.
the thought of doing all the mate sex as a wolf in wolf form, that's a deal breaker, right? That has to be a deal breaker for literally everybody. Like,
Well-
what is fun about that? The dogs look like they're miserable half the time when it happens. All the time, actually.
To be honest, I don't usually watch dogs doing
You've
it.
never seen it. That's right. Never. The great differences in our lives.
I don't know if everyone has this opinion. I think
They
just
look
like,
awkward and confused. I mean, it's
well,
weird.
that's Serena's normal state. So
And then you go get the hose and you spray
Oh,
it
God.
on.
yeah, there's like just one human next to them, one werewolf in their human form.
It's
just
literally
getting the
all I
hose,
could
like,
think about when she said that. Like, it usually happens in wolf form. I'm like, oh God, they have to get the hose.
Layla explains that Serena's current symptoms will get worse as she gets closer and closer to the actual heat, and she'll start nesting too. And then she explains what nesting is, whatever. Serena's scent will also get stronger to attract partners. Layla explains to her that she will be so unbelievably horny for about 2 to 5 days. She then asks Serena if she knows about the alpha celibacy law, and she asks if Serena has a partner like lined up, because it can't be Koen, right? Serena then asks if she can just go it alone, and the doctor advises against it. Then Serena tells the doctor that she needs meds, so she never goes into heat because her body wants her heat partner to be Koen. Layla tells her that it's against the law for Koen to help her, and if he did, he would have to step down as alpha, which would start like a werewar. And I have to pause, even though we've talked about this so many times. How is everyone in this book so fucking stupid? Like, somewhere in this book, Koen explains like that he didn't really go to school, and like they didn't really have were school or something, and like, oh my fucking god, this woman is like a doctor. Like, they talk earlier that like these doctors have like the plaques on the wall with like their certificates, whatever.
Yes.
And like, bitch, you are telling her about her heats, but you can't make the connection like to Serena and Koen being mates, which apparently everyone fucking knows about. Like, they've said it multiple times. So like put those two and two together. I don't know. Like, oh my fuck, like.
Well, maybe the diploma is just like a scrap of paper decorated with some twigs and berries and paw prints on it.
They did it in Canva. Yeah.
There's no signature. It's just like a paw print. Yeah, maybe they went to like the University of Phoenix. Who knows?
Just like with that database that they have of all the human DNA.
Acorns,
yeah.
Oh my god. I just like, good job, Layla, for making the connection and looking at like her other like hormone panels to see her estrogen levels being fucked up. But oh my god, this story is so frustrating at times. Anyways, so she walks out and she's like, oh my god, I'm not dying. That's amazing. But Koen had to leave the doctor's appointment to deal with the vampires. And then he comes back in the middle of the night. He's bloodied and injured, but don't worry, alphas heal fast. So she makes him dinner.
Yeah, of course, because it's 1950.
It's domestic and sweet, and they bond. Koen tells her that he likes her cooking. They cuddle on the couch, and she falls asleep until the fever starts again. She tells him she's going to get a shot soon to hopefully stop her heat, and Koen tells her that he will support her decision, whether she wants to take the shot or to find a heat partner. But then he also says that if she chooses the heat partner, people will have to chain him up so that he doesn't kill the guy.
Yeah.
Cool.
He's like, you can do that, but I'll murder him.
Yeah.
So
But put me in a basement in a padded room so I don't kill someone. Then, sorry, Tabitha, in advance for all this description, and anyone else who's listening who doesn't appreciate this. Then Serena straddles Koen on the couch and she grinds on him. She asks him like where the line is in like what is celibacy, like is it like a finger in, you know, whatever, where was sex?
Like I said, very heteronormative,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
penetration.
It doesn't matter because it's about connection, emotional or physical. Emotional is also there. They have a connection. They've already broken it. Oh my God.
It doesn't matter. We're only talking about sex here. Koen answers her and says that the line is that he cannot come with her because it has to be about her because he's a gentleman, guys.
Yes, very much. I'm sick. I just came up with a line just right now. And
I just can't come with you.
I just can't come. That's it.
In front of her, with her, etc. Then they dirty talk. He sucks her gland. She comes. He tells her that she can touch him, but he can't touch her. So she takes his hand and like guides his hand around to touch her more, and she says that like technically this counts within his rules, but like I don't agree.
I don't either.
That's like some siblings in the back seat of a car fighting logic.
Yeah,
like, I'm not touching you, but like you're touching their shirt, which is technically touching
I
them.
have a feeling that the assembly would also agree with you.
Yeah, so I'm a boomer. Cool, thanks. Anyways, he's actually touching her. She comes again, whatever. She tells him that she can like help him out with his boner problem, that she would do almost anything for him. And then Koen tells her that he would throw away his pack and life for her, which is why they cannot fuck for real.
For real.
For real.
It doesn't,
Because
like,
all of this is just
fake.
nothing.
the talking, the having an emotional connection.
Yeah,
none
no,
of that
it
is
doesn't
as
count.
important
It
as the
doesn't
fucking.
count.
The fucking takes precedence over everything.
Always, duh. So the next day they go to the doctor for the shot. Koen asks.
Like at this point, they might as well do anal and say like it doesn't count.
Or at one point when she was. At one point, she was like, does it count if I do all the work? I'm like, what are we doing? Soaking?
Oh my God.
What are we doing?
Splitting hairs.
I
Oh my
know.
God. Let's just do it already.
Yeah. Well, they will in like 20 minutes. So the next day they go to the doctor for the shot. Koen asks if they can talk outside before the procedure because if they're in the room, her scent will be too much for him. Serena apologizes for pressuring him into touching her and such the past few nights. And then he basically says like consent is like important, yes, but also it's hard for weres because of their biology. And I don't know. I think it was like some weird attempt to make consent possible in this world. I feel like it's always a conversation about heats and Omegaverse and like just let it be. But anyways, he says he chose to participate in whatever the fuck they were doing. not fucking yesterday. Serena complains that the law is unfair. Koen explains that his mom was the previous alpha and his dad was her mate. So even more backstory. When Koen's mom challenged the evil alpha, like the one before that, for power and won, the assembly told her that she had to be celibate, but she was already pregnant with Koen. So she couldn't be alpha.
Oopsies.
Yep. So, and she was like, well, I'm being alpha anyway. So then the huddles broke off, and then Constantine's cult went crazy and everything went to shit. Constantine killed Koen's mom by luring her into a trap using her mate, aka Koen's dad. And then with the alpha dead, the cult attacked the pack and killed like thousands of people. So Koen had to step up, and now that he has Serena, he thinks that he could be lured into a similar trap like his mom. Serena tells him that she likes him a lot and being with him makes her feel right, but he needs to focus on the pack. So she is going to take the drugs, and then they'll kill the evil vampires, and then she'll go back to Lil's pack, and she won't need to distract Koen anymore. And Koen just leaves.
He has to leave for the next plot point.
Yeah, exactly. So Serena goes inside, and Layla and the clinic assistant Jess are like both acting kind of weird, and then 3 other wares show up and they abduct Serena, but they call her Ava the whole time and tell her that they are taking her home. She passes out because of drugs. They chloroform her.
You know, chloroform. You don't just like wake up from it fine.
Yeah.
You're pretty fucked up from it. Like it'll make you really, really nauseous.
Have you been chloroformed before?
No, I've just read about it.
Okay.
Because like they thought
Chloroformed before.
because they thought it would be like, you know, a good
I know it's not a
like anesthetic, I guess.
Okay.
But then people had really bad reactions to it.
Got it. So they did
Yeah.
what did they use instead? Meth? What is that like drink that they always give people in Regency novels?
Laudanum.
Oh,
Yeah, thank you.
God, I'd love some fucking laudanum.
See, this is I'm just now like envisioning Tabitha just like with a little experiment in her apartment. Just like it's like got an experiment
Just like
room where she's just like I'm
handkerchief
gonna
and some chloroform and just putting it over her mouth.
chloroform myself.
Again, we're all normal in this room. You're so full of knowledge. Anyways, so she got drugged, blah, 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 blah. She wakes up in a cottage and some like woman is apologizing for kidnapping her. It was like bad manners, but Koen's like really mean and protective, so they had to, okay? The woman's name is Irene and she is Serena's aunt. Irene is Constantine's brother. Irene tells her that they just want to talk.
Constantine's sister.
Oh, shit. I wrote it differently, but I said it, whatever.
Constantine is her brother.
Yeah.
Or I guess was.
Yeah.
God. So Irene and Serena, they talk blah 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 whatever. Serena, they talk about Serena's mom and Constantine and how like similar Serena is to the two of them, and like Serena's mom loved her so much, and like Serena was just like such a cute kid, and just
They're
like
doing some real cult work on it.
yeah. Why don't you just join them instead of like being with the big bad Northwest pack who like killed almost everyone? Come on, it's so fun in this cult. Let's do it. Irene is disgusted that the pack would lie to her about everything that happened. And Constantine actually beat the alpha, Koen's mom, fair and square. So he's technically the alpha, even though he actually like trapped Koen's mom in a fight, which is cheating in my mind.
And it wouldn't matter anyway because Koen killed him.
Yeah, so still Koen's.
So
Yeah, yeah. But come on. When Serena tries to argue that what Irene is saying is stupid logic, Irene tells Serena that she isn't thinking straight because her heat is going to start soon. But Serena shouldn't worry because there are many wares in the cult who will help her. And she doesn't need to worry about her mate because it'll be easy for the cult to deal with him now that he's distracted by Serena being gone. Nell?
I believe so.
Cool. It's Nele. Nell, a human who was born into the cult, arrives to help Serena prepare for her heat. They talk while Nell puts this like some ceremonial green dye on Serena's glands. While she does this, Serena learns more about the cult and their plans while they chat. This is like the shit that they did to Misery at the beginning of Mate. By the way, if you forgot,
yes.
They put like this green dye on her.
The fancy green dye.
Yeah, and we all were like, what the fuck is that about?
Yeah, we still don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's like for mating ceremony, but
it is,
that's
but we
all
still don't know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's just green dye.
Maybe in the next book, where like I don't know, whatever.
I think it's just paint.
Yeah, it is. Just acrylic paint,
like finger paints.
Yeah. Anyways, Serena's heat is gonna hit any minute now, but Irene gives her a letter from her mom to read while she's in good state of mind. And really, it's a big bummer of a letter.
It is.
It's really sad and just like pathetic. So Serena's mom says that they're in hiding. Constantine doesn't give a fuck about Serena. Serena's basically an unhappy kid who's bullied by the other kids in the cult. But like maybe the new alpha of the Northwest Pack, aka Koen, will take Serena in. But Serena's mom is like, we probably can't do that because we have to follow Constantine's directions. Then Koen arrives at the cult hideout after Irene sent him their location, and he came alone, so he fell into the trap. Koen and Irene have like a weird evil villain chat thing. I don't know, they both sounded gross and bad. During which Serena realizes that her dad, Constantine, killed Koen's mother, and then Koen killed her dad. And then she starts crying and tries to like apologize to Koen as if like Serena was at fault for any of that happening. I found it really weird.
I feel like it's just it's like information overwhelm.
But also she knew like a lot of this already.
Did. She already knew that Constantine killed Koen's mother. She knew that. And then I think she can put 2 and 2 together that Koen killed her father, right? I think that was kind of like yeah,
she knew that too.
She already knew that.
But I feel like it made this reveal, like it was all building up to this reveal.
I mean, I guess the reveal now is that she is Constantine's daughter.
But no, she already knew. Well, she suspected it. I don't know if it was like confirmed until right now. Right. Anyways, blah, blah, blah. Serena's sad. And then Irene reveals the final detail, which is Koen also killed Serena's mother. And Koen is like, yeah, I thought I probably did, but like I wasn't sure, so I didn't say anything to anyone. Sorry. And Irene's like, oh my God, you don't even remember who you killed? You killed so many people, you monster. God. And Koen says, well, like, Irene, you directed all of the human women to like protect Constantine so he could escape. So like, what was I supposed to do? It's all terrible, to be honest.
Well, honestly, he's been threatening to kill just about everybody. So this is like nothing to me.
Standard behavior.
I know. I'm like, of course he killed your mother. Like, why would you think he didn't?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. Serena's really distraught by this and the fact that Koen killed her mom. And she asks Koen why he didn't kill her, aka Serena, when she was a child. And Koen tells her that she didn't protect Constantine when she was a child, so she was safe. Instead, she was hiding in a closet when he found her. So putting all of this together, she's that girl from the prologue. Serena asks how he could remember her but not killing her mom, to which he says, quote, I killed so many people. I made so many orphans, end quote. Then Irene gives Serena the pocket knife that Koen bought her way back when, and she tells Serena to take control of her anger and to use it against Koen. So she takes the knife and slices through Koen's ropes, the ropes tying his hands together, and then right at that moment, several wares jump into the cottage and all hell breaks loose. Serena tells Koen not to hurt the humans, and he tells her that they don't hurt humans if they can help it, and then Koen chases after Irene. Amanda shows up covered in like literal shit and blood, and she tells Serena that she's like burning up, she's got a fever, and then Serena passes out, and thank God, because I didn't want to type out an action scene.
This is so bold of Irene to even assume that that Serena would kill Koen at this moment. Like, you want to brainwash someone into like killing another person. You have to try harder.
Yeah,
like,
she was there for like less than 12 hours.
I know, right? She's only there for like an afternoon.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah, it takes more than one talk.
So Serena wakes up in Koen's room, but there's no Koen. But don't worry, she finds him within seconds. He tells her that they didn't find Irene. They captured some humans. They're looking for the other cult members and Irene. Serena wants someone to check on Nell, blah, blah, blah. It's just whatever. Layla's at the house too, but she can't give Serena the shot anymore. It's too close to Serena's heat.
Convenient.
Mm-hmm. It is. Convenience.
Which, like, if we're comparing this to birth control, which I usually do when they're talking about like suppressants, you can take birth control like right before your period starts. Like if you were like missing, which I'm not good at taking pills on a certain time, so when I was on birth control I would frequently miss the pill, whatever. And if it was like I was like spotting, I'd be like, oh shit, and then I would take my birth control to stop it. So I don't really get that logic, but whatever.
Listen, they say multiple times over and over again, we are not humans.
Yeah, well.
So there you have it. That's all you need to say.
So what? They're alligators? Anyways, so it's too close to Serena's heat. She can't get the shot, whatever. But don't worry. Everyone brought Serena's supplies and birth control so she can have a comfy heat. And then Layla tells her to have fun and everyone will keep her secret. And they're all leaving now. Bye. And no surprise to anyone, Serena is confused.
Yep.
So Layla takes pity and explains. She tells her that everyone loves Koen and they know that he loves Serena, which is why they're not going to tell anyone that Koen is going to break the law and fuck her brains out. But when it's over, Serena has to give Koen back to the pack. Okay, deal? Good. All right, have a happy fucking bye. So it's just Koen and Serena now. Koen sees the markings on Serena's glands, the like green ink that we were talking about before, and tells her that they are usually done during mating ceremonies. She says that she can wash them off, and he's like, fuck no. And then I started thinking about like, so is this kind of like if she just like showed up in a wedding dress?
Yeah. Also, remember that, what was it? The novella that she wrote?
Yeah.
That they had the mating ceremony and they have to, like, in olden times, they have to fuck in front of everyone.
Oh, yeah.
This is what I was thinking.
Oh, they don't have to fuck
in olden
anyone.
times,
Yeah.
so you would have to use it in mating ceremonies and also fuck in front of everyone, which I'm like, yeah, that tracks.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what they said, but it just kind of came into my head.
Yeah. Anyway, she says, pick right or left hands. He picks left. So she takes him to her bedroom to show off her nest, and he's like, "Yeah, it's nice, but like alphas aren't really into nesting. We're into wrecking them," is what he says. And then he asks her what was in the right hand, and so she tells him that she would have told him, if he picked that one, that he doesn't have to go through with this because she doesn't want him to regret it. But if he does go through with this, it will be the best memories of her life. And then she asks him to kiss her, and he says he'll never regret her. Tabitha shaking her head disgustingly. And then
Disgusting affection.
and then Koen kisses her and they're getting really into it, but his phone rings and it's low, and so he's like, sorry, we have to talk, we have to bro out right now. And then Serena falls asleep.
Bros
Just
before
a good
hoes.
just a good woman going to bed
Yep, mhm.
rather than have sex because her
We need to talk men shit.
Yeah.
Go to sleep, bitch.
we need to talk about how our wives suck.
1950s. I am not kidding.
That old ball and chain.
The manosphere calls.
Gross. So Serena wakes up and she feels like shit. And it's so bad that she thinks about calling the doctor. And she's like, I can't wake up, Koen. I have to go throw up in peace and be quiet about it like a good little wife.
Yes.
And Koen finds her and he tells her that he will make her feel better by fucking the shit out of her. And she is confused. So surprised.
Yes.
But she says, okay, cool. But like, I'm kind of stinky and I'm sweaty, so I'm going to shower first. And he tells her that she's supposed to be wet for him. And he's surprised that she has no idea about what's going to happen.
Because no one has told her there is no bodies ourselves in this universe.
Nope. Or like the care and keeping of you American Girl doll book.
Yeah, there's not even that.
Yeah,
nothing.
That's how I learned about everything.
I mean, they don't have books apparently in Werewolf. I mean, do they read?
No.
I don't know.
But they do have databases of DNA. So then he eats her out. Wolf-like is how it's described in the book.
Lots of teeth, I'm assuming.
Yeah, feral is another description of it. And Serena says it feels good, but she can't come, and Koen tells her that it's because of her heat. Then he tries to put his dick in, but it's just like so huge that it won't fit yet.
Yeah.
Like, I guess lesbianism just doesn't exist
No.
amongst werewolves.
No, it doesn't. I'm
no.
sorry.
No. And then he fingers her, but she still can't come. And then finally he puts his dick in and he grabs her throat. And it takes like 2 pages for her dick, or his dick, sorry, finally to go in like all the way.
Yeah,
it's crazy. I was like,
it is.
Oh, and you just know how much I love choking.
That's why I put that detail in there. I was like, Tabitha's gonna hate this. So they fuck, and Serena describes it as, quote, him rearranging her cunt, her soul, her entire damn life, end quote. I did not make that up. That is from the book.
Yeah, that doesn't shock me.
No. So she comes a few times in a row, and then she feels his cock get bigger, and she has no clue what's going on. She kind of like freaks out for a second, but apparently it feels good, and he knots her, and he comes for like minutes, and then she asks for a were anatomy lesson. Just a little too late for that.
Yeah. It is a bit late. Lots of thoughts, but I can't voice any of them because they're all clustered too close together.
Everything's just so wet and sticky in this part.
Yeah, it is.
I hate this so much.
Yeah, but it continues. And so they talk and stuff. She is insecure about her body, and he tells her that she is his mate, and so he would want her no matter what she looks like. And I'm not really sure if that's a compliment.
It is
that he
not a
thinks
compliment. It is not a compliment at all.
He says like a second later, right after he says that line, like, if if he like described what a perfect woman would look like, it would be her. And I wanted to be like, you should have said that first. Not
Indeed.
like you could be ugly and like decrepit and have boogers in your nose and on your face. And I
all
would still love
hormones,
you.
babe. That's all it is.
Yeah, he's not suave. Anyways, so they fuck a bunch. He feeds her. He waters her. At some point in the week, she's like begging for him to do something, but she doesn't understand what it is because her brain is mush from sex. She's asking him to bite her and mate her. Anyways, Koen has some self-control though, so he doesn't bite her neck despite her begging. He says biting her would just make things worse, and she doesn't get why, but they keep fugging. And
It's so much.
Yeah, it's a lot. I'm skipping a lot.
It's so much.
I'm skipping like pages and pages, okay?
Oh, God.
For Tabitha's sake. You're welcome.
I mean, it's all the same thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But like different positions, Tabitha.
They keep saying the same thing over and over again, but
Very
with
wet.
different positions. It's so wet. Oh my God, you're so big.
And,
oh
like,
my
they-
God, take my knot. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
They do like a lot of dirty talk too.
Yeah, there's a lot of dirty talk.
Yeah. I will mention though that during a hand job that turns into a blow job, she asks about his knot, and he tells her that it's new to him too, because it only happens with mates. So that's a little detail for us all.
Yeah. Well, we only knew that because Lo said that.
Oh, well, I guess I didn't need to mention it because I didn't
Yeah.
remember that. On day 4, her heat is over, but they fuck one last time in like a romantic way. And right before they come, she tells him that she loves him. Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And then the next day, she wakes up and her bed is empty, and she goes to talk to him, and they're a little awkward, kind of like a one-night stand type awkward. Anyways, he tells her a bunch of shit. The vampires have been taken care of. There was no pack drama that happened from them fucking. The captured humans from like the cult attack, whatever, are safe. Koen tells her that he is going to step down from the pack because of the fucking, and Serena tells him he can't because Irene is still out there and he doesn't have like a successor lined up. He's like, it's fine. Things have changed. You told me that you loved me, so I have to. So she tries to lie and says that it was just sex. Plus, like, he doesn't really want her because he wouldn't bite her when she asked during her heat, even though she like doesn't really know what that means. And he's like, I'll do it right now. I'll bite you right now, bitch. You are in heat, so it's kind of like getting a tattoo when you're drunk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like a Vegas wedding. So
Getting a champ stamp.
Anyways, Amanda interrupts them to say that Nell told them more about Irene's plans. Apparently, the cult has guns now. So they come up with a plan to trick Irene. Koen doesn't really like it, but Serena tells him to suck it up. Amanda thanks Serena for not taking Koen from the pack. Blah, blah, blah. They set up the plan. I'm too lazy to type it all out. So they go elsewhere.
Well, the book really treated this as an afterthought too. This whole end part, it all happens
really fast.
really fast and kind of off screen.
Yeah. Yes. Serena goes out and she gets captured by Irene as planned. Irene says she's going to make a martyr out of Serena. So kind of like a weird Jesus, I guess.
Yes.
Genius plan.
So at some point, Serena has like a tracker so the pack can find her, but they cut it out of her arm and they leave her behind, which is when Serena realizes that she's not as smart as she thought she was, which like
She just realized.
Exactly. You've been dumb this whole book. I don't
And
goodness.
yet she started all of this in motion with her amazing researching skills as a financial reporter.
Maybe she's only good at taxes. You know when people are like book smart and not street smart?
I think that's probably exactly what's going on. She's
Yeah.
good at numbers. She's not
Maybe
good at
she
like
was-
thoughts.
Maybe she was bad at numbers. We don't know.
Well, yeah, she did say that she like got misery every loophole in her taxes, but I don't know if that's like being smart.
Maybe vampire taxes are easier.
Look, maybe being bad at her job is what made everybody in her employer not realize that she was missing.
Yeah,
The
true.
entire time.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, they knock her out. More drugs, chloroform, whatever. She wakes up later in a cell. There's 2 guys guarding her. Serena tricks one of them into coming closer and beats him up with her were powers, and then she transforms because she can do that now that she isn't blocked from becoming a wolf because she hasn't fucked enough or whatever.
Having sex with a man releases your true self.
It makes you complete, Tabitha.
There are 2 wolves inside you.
They just need to get fucked enough.
So as a wolf, she escapes and she runs through the forest till she smells smoke and fighting. So she joins the fight as a wolf, and then she spots Koen running into the fire to save a human girl who is Nell's sister. Serena sees Irene hiding, but Koen doesn't because he's like giving CPR to Nell's sister. Irene aims a rifle at Koen, and Serena leaps into the path of the bullet right as Irene shoots. Serena wakes up and misery is hovering over her, which is how everyone wants to be woken up.
Absolutely.
Passes out
a lot in
With
this
someone, she does. She,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Well, she's weak and feeble and really skinny with big tits, guys.
Yeah.
So Serena has been passed out for like 4 days, which feels crazy. Koen is currently away getting yelled at by the assembly. Misery explains that Serena got shot in the leg by Irene, and then Koen killed Irene. Nell's sister survived, and the other cult members were arrested or killed. They like talk, they catch up, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. Serena asks some of the seconds if the assembly is going to fire Koen as alpha. They're like, who knows? But like, you literally took a bullet for the alpha, so like, that's really cool of you. We vibe. Later, Koen comes home. It's awkward. Again, they're like two teens who just told each other that they wanted to be boyfriend and girlfriend. Serena said that she always liked Koen, like from the start, and she lied when she said she didn't want to be his mate because deep down she's always wanted it. Koen laughs and then congratulates her on figuring it out because he knew from the beginning.
Exactly. He knew everything.
I know.
Everything. He knows everything.
He's just so smart and big and strong and like
Chicks love being lied to.
he's like the bestest. And then he tells her that the assembly didn't fire him. He convinced them to let him keep his job. We don't know the details. That's all we know. And then they decide to live happily ever after. The end.
No. He tells her this because she threw herself in between the bullet and him. Thereby, like,
I still don't think that
the
would
two of
convince
them,
the boomers.
The power of love compelled them.
Yeah.
Basically.
The power of God in anime compels you. That's a deep cut vine. Anyways, there is an epilogue. It's in Koen's POV. It's like him remembering when he met her and lied to her, and like a couple other times he explicitly chooses to lie to her, and then it's the future. And the epilogue ends with him coming back home from a work trip and reuniting with Serena. They're like making out, and she's so happy to see him that without thinking, she bites his glands.
With her tiny little wolf teeth. Yeah. I remember that. People think they're so tiny and adorable.
Yeah,
I'm like,
she's just so cute and small.
Yeah, she's so petite.
Yeah, with big old tits though, Tabitha.
Never forget.
Never forget. And so she freaks out and starts asking questions because she's still dumb and naive. And he's like, no, I love it. And then she asks him to bite her back, and he goes out alpha and bites her and fucks her, and they live happily ever after with her big tits. The end.
Yeah, I remember this epilogue being like, most of the time he's just like super sullen that she's not asked him to bite her.
Yeah, he does say, he was like, I've wanted to bite you for forever, but I didn't want to bring it up. I didn't want to crush you. I love you so much. You have such big tits. Please stop wearing bras. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Yes, basically. That's exactly it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what do we think?
I didn't like it.
I wish I could have taken a picture of Tabitha's face right then. Just like disgust. And then she looked at me, rolled her eyes, and was like, ugh, I guess I have to talk
Also
about
with
this.
a little bit of glee, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
like she was excited about it.
I'm done interrupting you. Go.
So, yeah, I didn't like it, which was a shame because I really liked Bride.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've complained before that I don't really like... I guess you can kind of consider this Omegaverse. And I don't really like that because it's so about, like, breeding, and it's always very heteronormative. Even the stuff with Mpreg is weirdly heteronormative.
Yeah.
Because it ends with a baby.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's all.
And
the
it's
heteros
all
want.
this like instinctual gender role shit.
Yeah.
That I really just don't care for at all. And like I said, we know this isn't a thing. This isn't how wolf packs function. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I liked this the first time I read it because I think I was able to like look past the weirdness of it, even though every single time something weird happened, I cringed.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cringing. But I think I was just like, you know what? I'm willing to look past this just
And,
because
like,
I'm willing to like ride this roller coaster.
And don't get me wrong. Like as far as the like rating goes, I'm willing to put up with Ali Hazelwood's bad writing. The way that she doesn't really throw in the plot until the last minute,
Yeah.
the weird phrases
Yeah.
she says, all of that I like perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Because I like Ali Hazelwood. It's specifically the weird breeding kink
Yeah.
stuff I don't like.
I think what I liked about this was that it did manage to balance the action and the plot with her overwhelming urge to write a shit ton of dialogue that doesn't really just goes in circles, but it's still sort of fun to read, and it balanced that fairly well, in my opinion.
They
Whatever.
recap a couple details 500 times.
Yes. She's not perfect. I recognize this.
Yeah,
But
no one is.
I enjoyed it for the most part the first time I read it, even though I was like, ugh, every time a 1950s thing would happen, or Koen was an ass, and I was like, why are we here? Why are we doing this? Or I had to sit through 3 chapters full of sweaty sex in which the word slick was actually used multiple times, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, that's a lot. But I was like, okay, whatever. And I think I rated it highly on Goodreads because I was like, it was still sort of fun. And I enjoyed that. But then I had to read it again because I didn't remember anything that happened. And I was like, even more that time. And I was like, well, maybe it doesn't really read that great on second reflection. But I also did try to listen to it on audio, and Teddy Hamilton was the male voice. And I got so angry. I couldn't do it. It was like, I can't do this man anymore. Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm of two minds. I enjoyed it the first time around. I thought it was fun. But the second time around, I was like, well, you know what? Everything has its moments.
Yeah. I was trying to find my review, but then I remembered that this basement has no service.
How'd you feel about it, Emma?
Yeah. The first time I read it, I think I rated it 4.5, which I read everything 3 to 4, 4.5. I remember liking it. I remember thinking that the cult plot was real weird and rushed because it really comes in 50% through. And then it's boom in your face. It's happening now. Same with the ending. It's all right, let's tie everything together. I feel I probably was Cohen's kind of a dick, but I read mafia romances and lots of sports romances. So that's pretty common. But the second time reading it again, I was oh my God, he's such a douchebag to her. I was kind of skimming it, so I was doing what I think my sister does, which is basically you just read the dialogue. So without all of her introspection and kind of the touching of the hands and stuff, whatever, that gets left out. He reads way more like a douchebag. I don't think at the end he really redeems himself though. Usually it's oh, I was a douchebag, in Quicksilver. I was a douchebag because ultimately us being together is going to lead to the death of the universe or each other, whatever the fuck his reason is or something.
Yeah.
So I had to be mean to you because I had tricked myself into saying I didn't want you and trick you into not wanting me. There's
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just duty shit.
His reasoning, I think he said he wanted her to hate him so they wouldn't be able to be oh, well, we can get around this law or whatever. And I was like, yeah, but you could have also just said there's a law and we can't.
But
so.
also, it's not he had to be alpha. I know he's the biggest and the bestest or whatever, but there are other alphas in this world. Not necessarily in this pack, but I don't know.
But it's his calling.
It just supposes that people can't be adults about it.
Yeah.
By saying look, I cannot. I mean, it would be finding out he was already married or something, you know?
Yeah.
Because he was married to the cult.
Yeah.
Or not the cult, the pack.
Yeah.
But it's sort of well, yeah, we can still be together, but it would be kind of immoral and probably weigh on both of us.
Yeah.
And technically illegal in some places. So yeah, just be honest about it. Don't. I said, everybody's an adult. Why are you doing this?
Yeah, and I said it a couple times, and I've said it in many episodes. I really don't like the miscommunication trope. I sometimes am honest to a fault. I do enjoy lying at times too. Just it makes stories more fun. This was insane though. I was can one person just say a couple more words? Thanks.
I've said this many times on the podcast, but my favorite romances are the ones where the characters are, nice to each other, but also where you understand kind of from the get-go that the characters like each other and like each other's company, but there's some other reason why they're not together. There's some outside force that's trying to keep them apart.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what I like. It's well, we would be together, but here's this reason why we can't. I feel like I would have enjoyed it more. Well,
No.
at least a little bit.
Yeah. This was fine. I liked it the first time I read it. On second read, I was like, whoa, this band's a douchebag. I mean, we've said it a lot. Also, the other thing I realized when I read it the second time was how fucking stupid this woman was. Because again,
That is the hallmark of Ali Hazelwood protagonists.
A lot of them act like a little bit like, well, I'm very smart in my day job, but everything else is hard.
yeah, like they're all street smart. Or sorry, reverse. They're all book smart. There's no street smart in their brain at all.
They have no street smart.
And like in this one, and same with Misery in Bride, there was a reason for her not knowing anything. Like she's a vampire.
yes.
Right.
And now she's in were culture, and like they hate each other, vampires and wares. So like it makes sense why they wouldn't be like keying her in as like a nice thing to do or whatever.
Sure.
In this case, like besides Brenna's douchebag teen brother, no one in the pack like hated Serena.
No.
Well, Brenna, maybe they're just family, but but like Brenna was like one of the most honest people with her. No one else was like, yeah, it seems like you don't know anything.
It was weird that they were all almost like colluding with Koen and like we're not going to tell you information.
Yeah, but they like weren't. It was like no direct order. It didn't seem like it was even like a I can tell that Alpha wants this from like some weird wear magic or whatever.
It's like they all assumed that she would know this stuff already.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though they know
why
that
would
she's a
she?
human, and like they show like their lack of knowledge towards the humans when they're like, oh, that's right, humans aren't like good with sex or whatever. They're like prudes because they all have like their stuff is hidden in like cloacas or whatever. They're not walking around naked. So like it's obvious that you guys don't know anything about anyone ever, whatever. Why would you just tell anyone anything?
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna skip the who are we because I have no thought of who I was.
I don't know. Yeah.
I said I was Misery with Bride.
Yeah. Which I think still tracks.
Yeah.
Even though we started this by calling her a huge bitch.
Yeah. Well, she kind of was. And I think I was Serena last time. And I was like, I don't know. I'm not really feeling her
So yeah,
anymore.
I guess my book recommendation for the end of this is read Bride.
Yeah.
Read Bride.
Read Bride if you
Read
haven't.
Bride again.
Yeah,
Bride is
Bride's
fun.
great.
I'm trying to think of an Omegaverse book that I actually liked. I think most of the Omegaverse that I liked are fan fiction, and I'm not wrecking any of those. Not because I need to keep it a secret, but I just find that weird, and there's been too much of fan fiction in the public. If you have a hot take or a book you'd like us to recap, you can message us on our socials. You can find the links to all that in our show notes. If you like us, please rate us and leave reviews. That makes us really happy. Until next time, bye.
Bye.
Bye.